fish. You got any threes?
I've got one.
Good. I got a book.
Gomer, are you sure you don't know any other game?
I know how to play Old Maid, but you have to have special cards for that. You need the rabbits and the fireman.
Play, Gomer.
Fish. Got any nines?
Fish.
Fish.
Fish. I got my wish.
Boy, what a way to spend a free Saturday. You know what I wish? I wish I had $10. You know where I'd be?
Where's that, Duke?
I'd be at that big crap game in town. It's been going on for a couple of days now, and there's more money changing hands than you ever seen.
Yeah, I heard Sergeant Crabtree over in Company A won himself over $200.
200? I heard it was 300.
$300? Golly. Fish. You got any jacks?
Pyle in here?
Right here.
You got a visitor down the rec hall.
A visitor?
Male or female?
Female.
Female? Hey, what's this, Gomer? You been holding out on us? She blonde or brunette?
Gray. It's his grandmother.
My grandma? You mean Grandma Pyle's here? Good gracious alive.
Gomer Pyle.
It's you. It's really you. Well, I hadn't seen you since before I left for the Marine Corps.
That's right. Over here. You left exactly a week before Vita Mae Devereaux had her last spell. Poor thing.
Yes, and I'm sure sorry to hear about that.
Well, she was getting on. But do you want to hear something funny? Vita Mae had a sister in Fort Lauderdale who died of the very same thing. Isn't that funny?
Yes, ma'am, that's funny, all right. But tell me, Grandma, what are you doing here? You never did write and tell me you was coming. Won't we come over here and sit down?
I wanted to surprise you. I'm on a trip, Gomer, up to visit Eunice in Stockton.
Eunice?
Your cousin Eunice, on the Beasley side, married that fella with the funny eye. Well, she wrote off for me to come up, and I thought, shoot, why not? And while I'm going, I'll kill two birds with one rock and stop off to see you.
Well, I sure am glad you did, Grandma. I'm just delighted to see you.
Gomer, stand up and let me look at you. My, how they've stretched you out. You look awfully thin, Gomer.
Oh, but I'm solid, Grandma.
I don't know. You look pretty thin to me. You know what can happen? You can get thin and run down. It could lead to the rickets.
Oh, Grandma, nobody in the Marine Corps gets rickets.
Well, you won't get them while I'm here.
Huh?
Listen, Gomer, I'll tell you what we're going to do. You go wash your face and brush your hair, and I'm going to take you back to the hotel and buy you a nice big chicken dinner. How does that sound to you? You're free to leave, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am, and I sure would like to visit with you, but I don't think I could eat a chicken dinner. I just ate lunch about an hour ago.
So what? You can eat again. Anybody flirting with the rickets has to eat often. You know what you can get from rickets, don't you? Bow legs.
Oh, Grandma.
You want bow legs?
No, ma'am.
Well, go on then and get cleaned up. You didn't finish.
Yes, I did, Grandma. I'm full.
If you don't finish it, they take it back in the kitchen and make hash out of it.
I just can't, Grandma.
All right.
You always did look out after me, though, didn't you?
I didn't want you to get the rickets.
You remember when I used to come by your house after school, and you'd give me fresh milk and spinach cookies, and then you'd tell my fortune with the cards?
Yes, we had some nice times, Gomer.
Sure wish you had your cards with you now.
What makes you think I don't?
You mean you do?
Right here in my purse.
Well, I'll be.
You want me to tell your fortune now, Sonny?
Well, golly, be just like old times.
All right.
What's that?
Oh, that's just some slippery elm for gum trouble. And, possum hair for the joint. Oh, here they are. I ain't been using these much lately, since so many of the young folks moved away. It's mostly young folks like to have their fortunes told.
God, if I had some milk and some spinach cookies, why, it'd be just like old times.
All right, here we go. Now, keep your eye on the Jack of Spades, Gomer. That's you.
Well, didn't I used to be the Jack of Clubs?
Did you? Okay, then. Keep your eye on the Jack of Clubs. That's a good sign. Oh, yes, indeedy.
What is it?
A 9 followed by a 5 and a 2.
What's that mean?
That's 17, a lucky sign.
But ain't 9 and 5 and 2 16?
16 or 17. They're both lucky. See, they're in the favored circle. Anything from 15 to 18, especially if you're Jack of Diamonds.
But I'm Jack of Clubs.
Or Jack of Clubs. Oh, my.
Huh?
Maybe I better do this one over, Gomer. They didn't come out right this time.
Well, wait, Grandma. Does it say something bad? Tell me.
I'll deal them over, Gomer.
No. If something bad's gonna happen, you better tell me. It's best that I know.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe you should know. But I don't know if it'll do any good.
What is it?
Gomer, something bad is going to happen to somebody close to you. Someone near and dear to your heart.
Oh, no. Hope nothing's gonna happen to you, Grandma.
Oh, it probably won't be me, Gomer. I'm pretty well protected by my charms. It's somebody else close to you. Who else is close to you? Somebody here in the Marine Corps?
Well, there's Sergeant Carter. Gosh, I hope it's not Sergeant Carter.
Well, it don't say who it is, but that isn't the worst of it.
It's not?
No. The worst of it is, whatever's going to happen to your friend is going to be your fault.
My fault?
What is this? A barracks or a pig pen? It's really hard to tell. I see Marines, but then again, it might be just pigs in Marine uniforms. Did I hear anyone say oink? Did you say oink, Miller? Did you say oink, Dobrowski? Huh? All right, I'll give you guys exactly 15 minutes. What's this? Come on, who left their shoe out in the middle of the deck?
Could be mine, Sergeant. What size is it?
What size is it? Pyle, when? When are you going to get your head out of a locker and shape up and be a Marine? I've been lenient with you, Pyle. I've been very lenient. But I'm only human. I'm not made out of steel. When you joined the Marines, you came in a knucklehead, and you've been going downhill ever since. I've had it with you, Pyle. Do you know what I'm going to have to do, you knucklehead?
What's wrong, Sarge?
I can't talk. I've lost my voice.
What?
Do you guys realize what's happened? The Sarge lost his voice. No, he did. Boy. And do you know who made him lose his voice?
Yeah, hey, Gomer, nice work. The sergeant lost his voice, and it's all due to you.
Oh, my. Grandma Pyle told me something like this gonna happen, and it did, just like the card said.
What?
Nothing. Oh, my good gracious.
What is it, Doc?
Well, it's not too serious, Sergeant. You've, strained your vocal cords. What have you been doing, Sergeant? Screaming a lot lately? Why do you do that, Sergeant? I thought after boot camp you cut down on your yelling.
I got this knucklehead that's...
Now, don't try to use your voice. You've overdone that already. Now, there's only one thing that's going to cure this. That's complete rest for 24 hours. Sergeant, I don't want you to say one single word until tomorrow. No talking, no whispering, nothing. Is that clear? Good. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Nothing.
Yes, sir, he's here, but he can't talk. No, sir, those are doctor's orders. Sergeant Carter strained his vocal cords. Yes, sir. Yelling at a private. He'll be taken care of, sir. Yes, sir, I'll tell him. That was Lieutenant Bradshaw. He said you ought to learn to talk softly and carry a big stick. And gargle a lot.
Hello, Sergeant Carter. May I come in? I just wanted to tell you that I sure am sorry about what happened. I know it's all my fault, but I just wanted to say if there is anything at all I can do to ease your discomfort, just don't hesitate to ask me. Get out before I kill you. Sergeant Carter? Ow! But Sergeant?
Ow! Ow! Ow!
And then his face got all red, and he couldn't talk. And it was all my fault because it was my shoe that he got mad at.
Well, the cards told you. Remember how the cards told you?
Yes, ma'am, and I just feel terrible, though, because he had such a fine and clear voice. Why, when he'd call my name, you could hear him clear from one end of the base to the other.
Oh, it held together. Why, Want to see who you're going to marry, Gomer?
Well, looks like a kid.
Oh, no, that's a no.
But I don't know any girl whose name begins with O.
Oh, you will. Peeling on the floor knows who you adore.
Right, Grandma. Well, what am I going to do about Sergeant Carter? I just got to do something to help that poor feller.
Well, don't you worry, Gomer. I got something right here that'll fix him up. Calamus root, good for indigestion. See now, oh, here it is. Yes, this ought to do it.
What is it?
My own mixture. Alum, molasses, and vinegar.
It's really good, huh?
Good. Wendell Kiefer took this all the years he sang in the church choir. You remember Wendell? He always had a bottle in his back pocket.
Well, okay, I'll see if I can't get him to take some.
Oh, sure, that'll do it. Just get 1 spoonful into him, and it'll make him feel as good as new.
Thank you, Grandma. I'll do that. I'll call you tomorrow.
This is rotten.
Corporal Ball, is Sergeant Carter around this morning?
No, he's in his bunk taking it easy. Doctor's orders. What do you want?
Well, can he talk yet?
No, not a word.
Then I wonder if you'd do me a favor, Corporal. Would you give this medicine to Sergeant Carter and ask him to take a spoonful of it?
Well, what is it?
Well, it's a remedy my grandma gave me. She's practically a miracle worker when it comes to things like this, and she said it'd fix the sergeant right up.
Pyle, are you kidding? Sergeant Carter wouldn't take any home remedies, especially if it came from you.
What's that?
He's banging his shoe. 3 bangs. He wants his coffee.
But this'd do him so much good. Maybe you could convince him.
Forget it, Pyle. He wouldn't take any of your grandmother's medicines, and I wouldn't suggest it for $1 million.
But back home, Grandma Pyle's practically a doctor.
Forget it. No cream. Pyle, are you still here?
I was just going.
Good.
Well, give Sergeant Carter my best and tell him the love of the whole platoon is with him.
Here's your coffee, Sarge. I'll get it. Hello? Sergeant Carter's office. B Company. Corporal Boyle speaking. I'm sorry, Sergeant Carter isn't able to talk to anyone this morning.
Well, that's all right, Corporal. This is Commander Snyder. I'm calling to have him test his voice. Put him on, will you, please?
Oh, yes, sir, Commander. Hey, Sarge, doctor's on the phone. He wants to talk to you. He'll be here in a second, sir. Here he is now, sir.
Sergeant Carter, it's been 24 hours since you've used your voice, and I think you ought to try it. Now, don't raise your voice at all. Just take it easy and speak to me.
Hello, Doctor.
I've never seen anything like this before. Your whole throat seems to have puckered up like an apricot. Oh, it's nothing serious, Sergeant. It's probably just something you ate or drank. As a matter of fact, the strain is entirely gone, oddly enough. And your voice is back. I see no reason why you can't go back to work.
Back to work? With this voice? The men had laughed their heads off.
Yes, I see what you mean. Well, then, just continue to take it easy. In a day or so, it'll return to normal.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Of course, if it doesn't, you can always join the Vienna Boys Choir.
Well, he's in sick bay. That's all I can tell you. Maybe he's getting his throat sprayed.
Well, is it all right if I wait here for him? I wanted to find out what the doctor said. Hey, Sergeant, we was just talking about you. But I wanted to find out what the doctor said.
Pyle, I think you better go.
Well, all right. But first, can you tell me if you can talk? You mean you can't? Well, I thought sure you'd be able to after you had some of Grandma's remedy.
What? What are you talking about, Pyle? What does that mean? After he took some of Grandma's remedy.
Well, it didn't work, so there ain't no point in talking about it.
Well, come on, Pyle. Let's hear it.
Corporal Boyle said that you wouldn't take it willingly, so I took the liberty of slipping a little in your coffee this morning. Did you notice that your coffee tasted a little funny?
Pyle.
Well, it wasn't nothing harmful. It was just some vinegar and alum and molasses.
You put that stuff in my coffee?
Praise be! It's back. He got his voice back. It's back.
You lame brain. You numbskull. Ow, 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 ow. I'll get you for this.
You see, Gomer, I told you his voice would come back.
But his voice sure is high, Grandma. Why is it so high?
How high is it?
Well, it's not even like a talking voice. It's more like a singing voice. You remember little Rosemary Pickett back home when she'd hurt herself? Well, it's kind of like that.
It's like Wendell Kiefer. He had a beautiful voice after one good dose. In fact, some folks thought he sounded like a boy soprano. That's what they said. He sounded like a 56-year-old boy soprano.
Well, the sergeant sure is high.
Well, that's right. That's the way it's supposed to be. Later on, it'll come down.
Well, high or low, it sure is good to hear his voice again, and it's all because of you.
Oh, it's nothing, Gomer, nothing. Have you finished with your tea, Gomer?
Yes, ma'am, and it sure was good. Thank you. I guess I better be getting back to the base now.
Oh, Gomer, wait a minute.
What's the matter?
Your tea leaves, the way they're arranged. You stay here, Gomer. You can't leave this room.
What's wrong?
There's danger lurking. There's danger for anyone who's Taurus the bull. And you're Taurus, ain't you, April the 26th?
No, ma'am, not me, Grandma. My birthday's February 26th.
Pisces. Thank goodness. Because these leaves tell there's terrible danger today for anyone who's Taurus the bull. You know anyone who's Taurus the bull? Anyone born in May?
Well, there's my sergeant. Sergeant Carter, he was born May 4th.
May 4th. Gomer, are you sure?
Yes, ma'am. Why?
Sergeant Carter is the bull.
Really? He's Taurus the bull?
He's as Taurus as you can get.
Holy.
Gomer, you better warn him. Tell him to stay right where he is, because if he don't...
Sarge, we gotta find some place for you to relax. Now, you need... Hey, I got a great idea. Why don't you go to that crap game in town, huh? Did you hear about that, Vince? Sergeant Crabtree won over $400.
You want me to bet with this voice? You want me to say, shoot, I got you faded? Come on, little Joe from Kokomo. With this voice, they'll laugh me out of there.
You don't have to talk, Vince. All you have to do is shake the dice and throw your money out. Vince, you need something to take your mind off things. Hey, maybe you'll win a potful besides. Wouldn't that be something? Without saying a word, you come home the big winner? What do you say? Come on, it'll do you good. Win or lose, it'll do you good. Attaboy, Sarge. Go get dressed and go. Anybody ask any questions, tell him he got laryngitis and can't talk.
Yeah.
Good, Sarge, good.
Corporal Boyle, is Sergeant Carter here? I got to see him right away.
Well, he better not see you, Pyle. He'll break you right in half after what you did to him this morning.
But where is he? Is he here?
Pyle, you want to stay alive? Keep away from him.
But where is he? What's he doing?
He's getting cleaned up, okay?
What for? Why is he getting cleaned up?
Because he's going into town, Pyle, if that's all right with you.
Oh, no, he is? But he can't do that.
Pyle, you better get out of here. If he sees you, he's going to blow a fuse.
Oh, my.
Tough break, Sarge. But don't worry about the crap game. It'll be waiting for you. They've been playing for 3 days. is it, Sarge?
My pants. Did you take my pants?
No, why would I take your pants?
Well, what am I gonna do now?
Well, why don't you just wear your uniform?
My uniform? To go to a crap game?
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, Sarge, borrow a pair of mine.
A pair of yours?
All set, huh, Sarge? That wasn't so bad, was it? Just go into town and don't worry about a thing. Who's gonna see your pants under a craft table?
Yeah, swell.
I guess you wonder what I'm doing with this carburetor in my hand, Sergeant, but I can explain everything.
You do that, Pyle. You explain, and then I'm going to kill you.
I done it for you. You see, you're Taurus the bull, and my grandma says you got to stay put or something terrible's gonna happen to you.
What?
So I couldn't let you go into town.
You?
Uh-huh. I flattened your tire. I took your pants. Anything to keep you from going into town on account of your Taurus, and if you did, something terrible was going to happen. You see, it's a bad traveling day for your sign.
Are you finished, Pyle? Fine, because now it's my turn, and I'm gonna...
Sergeant Carter! Vince! Hey, Vince! Hey, you didn't leave yet. It's a good thing. Boy, are you lucky.
Why?
I just got a call from Corporal Wood. That crap came in town. It was raided.
What?
Yeah, about a dozen cops came in and hauled everybody off to jail. Booked them all on gambling. Boy, if you'd have gone in when you started out, you'd have been picked up, too. It's a good thing all those things happened to hold you up.
But you were the one who...
Yep, it was me, all right.
But how did you know?
'Cause you're Taurus the bull, like I told you.
Holy smoke! That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
How about that? He knows I'm headed for trouble and...
Hey, Sarge, your voice. It's back. It's back.
Yeah. How about that?
That Grandma Pyle, she's a marvel, an absolute marvel.
Well, it sure is a pleasure meeting you, Grandma Pyle.
Thank you.
I don't mind telling you, you practically saved my life.
I'm happy it worked out the way it did. I know Gomer thinks a lot of you. He was sure anxious to protect you.
Sergeant Carter told me he used to never believe in things like fortune telling and good luck charms. But you sure changed your mind now, hadn't you, Sergeant?
Well, what can I say? Look what it did for me.
Well, I'm going to be leaving this afternoon, so I just wanted you boys to have these.
What's that?
Hawk's toes. Wear these around your neck, and you don't ever have to worry about having neuralgia, arthritis, pleurisy, influenza, or the grip.
Hawk's toes?
Here's one for you, Gomer.
Well, thank you, Grandma.
And here's one for you.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry.
What's wrong?
I think I threw my back out.
What about the hawk's toes, Grandma?
Well, that's the only thing it doesn't cover, a thrown-out back. Now, let's see what else I have here.
It will be the first official visit to this country by the Princess Sanakawa, and she will be the guest of various military installations, among them the local Marine base at Camp Henderson. Now, what has all this got to do with you, Sergeant? The Princess will be here at the end of the week. We're going to need an honor guard, and since you have the highest-ranking platoon at this time, I've decided we pick our honor guard from among your men.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
There are enough men in your outfit who own dress blue uniforms for the occasion.
Yes, sir. I'm sure of it.
Of course. I'm sure your men have enough pride to want to own a set.
Yes, sir.
Good. I want you to pick 4 of your best men, straight, sharp, and all Marine.
Aye, aye, sir.
With a platoon like yours, you probably can vouch for every single man in your outfit.
Yes, sir. I can vouch for every single man in my outfit.
Good.
That is, I can vouch for almost every single man in my outfit.
Heads, tails, and tails. And thank you for the contribution. Any more suckers?
Golly, Duke, you sure are lucky. Where'd you get all that luck? You must eat a whole lot of chickpeas on New Year's Eve.
Well, it's not only luck, Gomer. It's luck, good looks, intelligence, charm. Let me see, have I left anything out? Oh, yes, modesty.
I don't know about them other things, but you sure are lucky.
I'll take you on, Duke.
Gladly, Larry. You ready?
Yeah.
Shake 'em up.
Got him.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Heads. Tails.
Tails. Tails. Heads. Tails. More?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shake 'em up.
Ready?
Yeah.
Heads. Tails. Heads. Heads. Tails. Tails. Suddenly not so lucky, huh, Duke?
Hold on, what's happening here?
How you doing, Mr. Lucky?
Not so good all of a sudden. Put 'em up again, Larry.
All right.
Shake 'em up. Ready?
Yeah.
Tails. Tails. And heads.
Not so good. That ain't bad. Golly, you got Lady Luck smiling at you all the time, hadn't you, Duke?
Let's go again.
Sure. Shake 'em up.
Got 'em.
You ready?
Yeah.
Heads.
Tails. Heads. Tails. Tails. And heads.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Gomer?
What?
Come here a minute, buddy.
What do you want?
Come here. Stand right here. Get 'em up again, Larry. Get 'em up.
All right.
Heads. Tails. 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 And heads. That's it.
What's it?
You, Gomer, you're my good luck piece.
I'm your what?
You move away, I lose. You stand by my side, I win. You're my good luck charm. How about that?
Oh, gone, Duke.
I'm not kidding, Gomer. I don't know what it is, but you give off sparks. Vibrations come out of you.
Shazam. You reckon it's that new deodorant I've been using?
Guys, Sergeant's on his way.
Sure. I don't know what it is, but there's a peculiar atmosphere in here.
Could be me, Sergeant. We was just talking about it.
Forget it. All right, listen up. Now, battalion headquarters wants an honor guard to meet a special guest this week. How many of you jokers have got dress blues? Hands. That's it? You're kidding. Just 3 of you? I gotta have 4 men and they gotta have dress blues.
Sergeant?
Morrison, don't you have a set of dress blues?
I'm sorry, Sarge. I ordered a set some time ago, but I hadn't been able to get up the money to pick them up.
Boy, this is beautiful. Just beautiful. Now, I gotta go back to the colonel and say, sorry, sir. We can't make up the honor guard. We don't have a thing to wear. I know they're optional. You don't have to buy a dress blue uniform, but you think you have enough pride to want on the set.
Sergeant.
Do you knuckleheads know what an honor this is to be picked for an honor guard? Huh? Do you? And we can't take it because only 3 of you have got dress blues.
Sergeant?
Well, you'd think with all the money you spend on dames and gambling and materialistic stuff, you'd think you could set aside $45, huh? A measly $45 for a set of dress blues.
Sergeant?
Boy, this is humiliating. It's downright humiliating.
Sergeant?
Pyle, what is it?
I'm getting a set of them there dress blues.
What?
I've already got them ordered and everything. I've saved all my money and I'm supposed to pick them up Saturday morning. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
So you've got your 4 men now, Sergeant. This is your lucky day.
Pyle, knock it off. It's not just the dress blues. You gotta be sharp on your manual of arms. And I've got a hunch that you are not sharp on your manual of arms. So forget it, Pyle. Just forget it.
What's this, Sergeant? Attention! Forward, arms. Order, arms. Inspection, arms. I was just cleaning it, Sergeant. That won't happen again. I guarantee you that. Don't you worry about a thing, Sergeant. gonna be all right.
Honestly, you sure you can't get that set of dress blues?
I'm sure, Sarge. I'm broke.
Well, can't you get some money somewhere? Can't you put your hands on $45?
I sure doubt it.
No. No.
What cost is that?
Sarge, you're gonna wear yourself out. Relax.
Relax. Relax, he says. There's a princess coming to this base on Saturday, and meeting her will be an honor guard, including one Private Gomer Pyle, who's liable to pull the bolt out of his rifle or drop it altogether. He might even walk up to her and say, "Hi, ma'am. Hi, y'all." Gomer says, "Hey." Relax.
So tell him he can't be in it. What's the big problem?
The problem is I promised the colonel 4 men all wearing dress blues. He's the only other guy with a uniform, so I may have to use him.
Oh, you don't want to do that?
I do not. Now, what I gotta do is I gotta get another guy for the honor guard, and I gotta buy him a uniform. Nick, are you sure that you don't have...
Already asked me, Sarge. I'm broke.
Broke. Broke. Everybody's broke. It would have to be the end of the month. Well, we gotta scare up $45 by Saturday. So you and me are going on a little hunting expedition.
Oh, let's
Yeah, get everything you can get. Dollars, quarters. Beg on the streets for pennies if you have to. We need $45 to buy Morrison his uniform.
Well, listen, Sarge, maybe
I do not want Gomer Pyle in this honor guard. Do you understand? Well, he can foul up. He can foul up something terrible. He could accidentally shoot that princess and start a war.
Come on, Sarge. Now, look.
Come in.
Hey, Sergeant.
What do you want, Pyle?
Well, after you left the barracks this morning, I got to thinking that you might be worried how I'm doing that there honor guard, so I just come by here to set your mind at ease.
Yeah?
Uh-huh, watch this. I've been practicing and practicing. Attention! Forward, arms. Order, arms. Present, arms. I'll keep practicing. Never happened before. Sorry, Sergeant.
Get the money, get the money.
Come on, Gomer, why won't you?
I told you, Duke, I want to stay here and practice my manual arms. Besides, I ain't sure I rightly approve of what you're about to do.
Well, what's so terrible? All you gotta do is stand by my side all the time I'm shooting craps. You're my good luck charm. You'll help me win.
Well, I don't think I approve. Winning's from gambling's ill-gotten gains.
Come on, Gome.
I can't, Duke. Besides, there's this princess that's coming to visit all the way from the old country. And I want to look real good in that there honor guard. Watch this.
Oh.
Attention. Right shoulder, arm. Right face. Sorry, Duke. I'm truly sorry.
It's all right, Gome.
Golly, did I hurt you?
Not as much as you hurt me if you don't come in town with me.
Gosh, I feel as if I owe it to you now.
Will you, please, huh?
Well...
Attaboy, Gomer, you're a real buddy.
Well, I want to get back in time to practice some more.
Oh, you will.
I don't want to stay out too late.
We won't.
I don't rightly approve.
I know.
Ill-gotten gains.
Right, ill-gotten gains.
Ain't the point of 6. Find the point of 6. The shooter wants 6. 4. The shooter wants 6.
Coming for 3.
7 out the line. Next shooter.
Hand me those devil's bones and stand back. Be good to me, little ivory babies. Oh, I almost forgot. My good luck charm, fellas.
All right. What are you shooting?
Shoot the 20.
$20. You paid it. Let them roll. 5. 5 is the number.
Little Phoebe, keep me loose. Come on, 3. Catch a deuce.
5 right. The line.
Shall we all go for another ride, fellas?
What are you shooting this time?
Yeah, all go. Shoot the works.
Shoot 40. You paid it.
Just a little insurance. Yeah!
7, a winner.
A little gift from heaven. Who's hot now, fellas, huh? Shoot it all, shoot it all. Let's go. You're so good to me, baby. Here we go.
Yeah! 6, the shooter wants 6.
6. Is that all right, fellas? Here we go.
Yeah! 5, the shooter wants 6. Is it 5? 6 is the number. The shooter wants 6.
Come on, 6.
7 and out.
No.
Next shooter.
Gomer, what happened? Where'd you go?
Well, I got bored over there just watching, so I come over here and was practicing my manual arms.
That's great. You know what happened while you were here practicing? I lost everything.
You didn't.
I did, Gomer. I blew the whole roll. You were supposed to stick by me, bring me luck.
Well, I'm sorry, Duke.
A lot of good that does me. You got any money?
Well, yeah, but
How much you got, Gomer?
Well, I got $45.
Let me have it, will you, Gomer? Please, let me have it.
Well, I couldn't do that, Duke. That's the money from a dress blues, and I'm supposed to pick them up in the morning.
I'll double it. I guarantee it. I'll win you enough to buy 2 sets of dress blues.
Well, I don't know, Duke.
Come on, Gomer. It's the least you can do. You walked away and broke the spell.
Well...
You admit you walked away and broke the spell, don't you? I was winning all the time you were standing there. The minute you walked away, boom, I lost.
Well...
Come on, Gomer. It's a sure thing. You're my lucky partner.
Well, what makes you so sure you're gonna win?
How can I lose with Lucky Boy by my side?
Well...
Come on, Gomer.
I'm not sure I rightly approve of this. Ill-gotten gains is what it is. That's my dress blues money.
Well, watch it grow, Lucky Boy. Now stick by me this time. Come on, Gomer.
9 is the number. The shooter wants 9. 7 away. Next shooter. And we got a fresh young shooter. What are you shooting, kid?
Shooting the whole 45.
45 goes. You fainted.
Ha!
4. The number is 4.
Little Joe from Kokomo, give him a shake and away they go.
7, you're out.
No.
What happened, Duke? What happened? The money from my dress blues. It's gone. It's gone. The money from my dress blues is gone.
Gomer, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
All the money that I'd saved up. Now I won't be able to get my dress blues. But you know what the worst part is? I'll tell you what the worst part is. Tomorrow I've got to tell Sergeant Carter that I can't be in that honor guard to meet that princess.
Gomer.
He's gonna be so disappointed, Duke. Can you imagine how disappointed he's gonna be when I tell him I can't be in that there honor guard?
No. I'm not gonna have Pyle on the honor guard.
Sarge, face it. You don't have enough money to swing it. You need $45 for a uniform for Morrison. Count it. You only got about 15.
That's all we could rake up? $15? Just $15?
Yeah, 15 and a quarter.
Nick, we can't quit now. We gotta get another $30.
We hit almost everybody on the base. They're all tapped out.
Well, there must be somebody somewhere. Hey, what about your folks? Send them a telegram. Tell them you need an operation.
Vince.
I gotta keep Pyle off that honor guard. Don't you understand?
Well, I wasn't going to suggest it, but I think I know where you can get some dough real fast.
You know? Well, what have you been keeping so quiet about? Where, huh? Where? Talk!
Well, there's a big crap game in town tonight.
A crap game?
Right.
You want me to go to a gambling joint and shoot crap? A platoon sergeant?
There you go as a civilian.
Shoot crap with strangers? Do you realize how desperate I'd have to be to do that?
Well?
I'm pretty desperate. Where's the game?
5. The shooter wants 8.
Come on, baby, be there.
Perhaps 12. The shooter wants 8.
Okay, buddy.
Take it easy, Fatso. You in a rush?
Look, who are you calling Fatso?
You, Banjo Eyes. You want to make something out of it?
Why, you...
Oh, the big bad civilian here is going to hit me. I'm scared.
All right, come on, shoot him. 7 away. Next shooter.
All right. Have fun, civilian. Dad give you the car tonight?
Shoot the bundle.
How much is the bundle?
$15.25.
Okay, you're faded.
Come on, guys. Come on. Boom!
7. Winner.
Let's see. How much is that? That's $30.50, huh?
All right, how much are you shooting now?
I'll shoot $14.50.
Okay, you're faded.
Come on, dice. Boom!
E11.
Pass!
What do you shoot this time?
Nothing. I got all I need. Thanks a lot, fellas.
Well, so long, sport. Now you can buy that erector set.
42, 43, 44, 45. Exactly enough for one set of dress blues. Did you tell Morrison I have a little present for him?
Yeah, he'll be here as soon as he gets off our work detail.
Well, Nick, this ought to be a lesson to you. For a while there, we thought we were going to be stuck with Pyle and the honor guard. But fate had other plans. It's always darkest before the dawn. Every cloud has a silver lining, and hope springs eternal in the human breast. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. You got bailed out by a crap game.
Now comes the most satisfying part.
What's that?
Telling Pyle he's not going to be in the honor guard. For a while there, I was stuck. I had no choice. But now, because of I do have a choice, and I'm going to tell him.
He's going to be disappointed.
Well, as they say on the playgrounds, tough noogies.
Hard-hearted man, Vince.
That's right. I got a hard heart and a hard head to match. You want me to take a chance and have Pyle goof up an official visit? Well, I don't. So I'm going over there right now and tell him, Pyle, you're out. O-U-T. Out.
Come in.
Well, Pyle, I was just on my way over to see you.
Can I talk to you a minute, Sergeant?
Well, sure. First, you talk to me, then I will talk to you. Go.
I don't quite know how to tell you this, but because you ain't going to like hearing it no better than I like telling it.
Well, let's hear it.
And I wouldn't blame you for being mad on account of it's bound to be disappointing news.
Let's hear it.
Fact is, I was going to sit down and write you a letter just so as I wouldn't have to face you.
Pyle!
Well, here it is, and I hope you'll forgive me for it. I can't be in that there honor guard.
What did you say?
You hate me, don't you, Sergeant? Admit it. You hate me for ruining all your plans. You thought I was going to be in that there honor guard, and here at the last minute I tell you I can't? Well, you just go on and hate me, because I sure feel like a hateful thing. But I don't have the money to buy the uniform.
But you told me you had the money.
This is the most painful part of all coming up. I had it, but I lost it.
You lost it?
I've done a terrible thing, Sergeant. It got lost shooting with craps.
What?
That's right. I don't know what come over me. Greed, I expect. But anyways, it got lost in a game of craps.
You got in a crap game and lost your money?
The dice was supposed to roll up to number 4. That's little old Phoebe from Kokomo. That's crap talk. And it didn't come up, so I lost.
Pyle, you mean you took the money that you had saved up for your dress blues and you blew it in a crap game? Is that what you're saying?
I don't mind so much about me, Sergeant, but you. What are you going to do for the 4th man for that honor guard? You was counting on me. What's going to happen now?
Well, I'll think of something.
And I was doing real good, too, Sergeant. You'd been real proud of me. I'd just been practicing my manual arms. I could even do it in my sleep. Every spare minute I had, I was doing it. You'd been real proud of me because I was doing it right. To tell you the truth, Sergeant, that's the reason I was so anxious to get in the honor guard. Just wanted to make you proud of me.
All right, Pyle, get back to your quarters.
Right, Sergeant. When I come in, you said there was something you wanted to talk to me about.
Nothing important. You can wait.
Right, Sergeant.
Well, you don't kick a guy when he's down.
I didn't say anything.
And I'll tell you something else. He didn't lose that money in a crap game. He didn't even know how to shoot crap. He was covering. That's what he was doing. He's covering for some creep that conned him out of his dough.
Well, what are you going to do?
What do you mean, what am I going to do? I got the money for the dress blues, haven't I? Pyle may not have the money, but I got it. So there are going to be 4 men in the honor guard, all wearing dress blues, just like it was planned from the beginning. What am I going to do?
Well, I was just wondering.
Well, stop wondering. There's no problem. Come in!
Hi, Sergeant. Corporal said you had a present for me. Money for a set of dress blues to wear in the honor guard.
A present? A present? What is this, your birthday? Christmas? Where do you get off coming in here asking for a present? A present? I'll give you a present. I'll give you 100 push-ups to do. Get out of here, you mooch.
But, Sergeant, I was...
Get out of here. Move. Well, what are you just sitting there for? Go get Pyle. Go get him. He's got to pick up his uniform. Whatever you're thinking, shut up.
Never forget what a nice thing it is she done for me, lending me the money so I could get my uniform.
It's okay, Pyle.
Nice. I don't see how I can ever thank you.
You did, Pyle, you did. Last night and this morning, and I got your letter, too.
I swear, every time I think about it, I want to just puddle up.
Well, don't, Pyle. There's nothing that looks worse in an honor guard than a Marine who's been crying.
What a nice thing. You're going to make a wonderful father.
Swell.
So once again, thank you.
It's okay, Pyle. Now, look, the visiting party's going to be here any minute. Now, I want you to play it cool and steady.
Don't you worry, Sergeant. I'll never disappoint the man that made all this possible for me.
Good. Just listen for every command and execute it with precision.
Check and double check.
Don't panic. Don't be nervous. Just play it cool and steady. Steady and cool.
Done and done.
Here they come. Remember, cool and steady.
Detail! Head! Head!
To go in, ain't it, Duke?
You're not kidding. I wonder if they give the Purple Heart for hay fever.
Well, we'll be through soon. This is the last pile of leaves that's left. What was that?
I don't know.
Sounded like some kind of bird to me.
Maybe it was Sergeant Carter. He sounds kind of bird-like.
There it is again. It's coming from right in here. Golly, Duke, look, it's a crow. A crow? Yeah, and she's caught. Poor thing's got her foot caught in that vine there.
Well, let her alone. She'll work her way out.
But I've got to set straight. Come on, Duke, I'm surprised at you. Don't you want to help?
Why, what did crows ever do for me?
That don't sound like you, Duke. That don't sound like you at all.
Gomer, we got our own tail feathers to worry about. Remember? The big chicken hawk with the 3 stripes?
This won't take but a minute.
Hurry it up. If Sergeant Carter comes along, we're going to be in big trouble.
There you go. See there? That didn't take long.
Great. Get rid of her.
Okay, you can fly away now, girl. Hey, what would be a good name for her? Maxine. Okay, so long, Maxine.
Maxine?
Uh-huh. On account she reminds me of my cousin back home, Maxine. You remember you asked me about her when you was looking through my snapshot album? She had black hair, just jet black, just like the feathers on the crow here.
Oh, yeah, there was some resemblance to the beak, too.
Okay, bye-bye, Maxine. Go on. Oh, don't that give you a good feeling, Duke, to do a kindly act like that? When else do you get such a good feeling of accomplishment, huh? When?
When you're doing push-ups or KP or hiking 30 miles or walking guard duty 24 hours a day or going...
Hey, Duke, how many C's in accident?
2, I think. Why?
Oh, I was just making a note of what happened in my daily diary. Just like I do everything that interesting that happens to me.
Hey, how about that? And someday it'll be published, right? In all its raw, risque splendor. The Diary of Gomer Pyle. Read the private account of one man's burning, passionate romance with a crow.
Don't like Duke. I write down everything that happens or is going to happen. You know, like dates that I have to remind myself of lest I forget all about them.
Uh-huh.
See here? Tomorrow's Leroy and Betty Lou Clacky's anniversary. Leroy's my third cousin on my Grandma Pyle's side, and I always send them an anniversary card.
Very nice.
Let's see, Friday. It says here I got to... Golly.
What's the matter? What's Friday?
Just a very important date, that's all. Wouldn't you know it? Dude, can you let me have $20 to payday?
$20 for what?
For the sergeant's birthday. That's what Friday is.
Gomer, you gotta be kidding.
No, Duke, that's what I need the $20 for, is to buy the sergeant a present. I'll pay you back first thing payday.
No soap, Gomer.
But, Duke, I can't let the sergeant's birthday go by just like that.
Gomer, I'm flat busted. That date last night with my little hat check friend wiped me out completely. I'm sorry.
Well, thanks anyways, Duke. Guess I'll just have to figure out something else. Look, Duke, it's Maxine. She must have followed us back.
Yeah, how about that?
And look at that. She's brought me a present. Bless her heart.
A present? A worm?
Well, sure. That's her way of saying thank you for setting me free.
Oh, come on.
It is, else she would have eaten it herself. Thank you very much, Maxine.
Oh.
You really shouldn't have done it.
Oh, brother.
Goodbye, Maxine, and thanks again. Isn't that amazing, Duke? That bird's almost human. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Well, I still hadn't figured out where I'm going to get the money for Sergeant Carter's present, because I know what I want to get him.
Oh, yeah, what?
A box of cigars, only I don't know the brand he smokes.
Well, why don't you just follow him around until he throws the butt away, if there's enough left?
Now, you know what I think I'm going to do? I just kind of look around his office when he ain't there. There ought to be a box lying around there somewheres.
Hey, Gomer, I got an idea for another present for the Sarge.
What?
Well, the crow brought you a worm. Have it gift wrapped and give it to him. And you know what you write on the card? Sweets to the sweet. Huh, Gomer?
Sergeant Carter? Corporal Ball? Hey, Sergeant.
What are you doing in here, Pyle?
Well,
Pyle, you don't come in here nosing around without permission, you understand?
Yes, Sergeant.
Now get out of here and don't let me catch you in here alone again.
Right, Sergeant.
How about that? Maybe I better start putting locks on the doors.
Maybe you better check and see if he didn't lift something.
Yeah, Pyle, honest Abe. But I still don't like anybody going through my living quarters when I'm not there. Do you like anybody going through your living quarters when you're not there?
Not especially.
Two things I can't stand. Having my hair mussed and somebody going through my living quarters when I'm not there. What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. I better get these back to headquarters.
Beat it. Get out of here. What are you just sitting there for, you miserable bird? Beat it. Beat it. Get out of here.
All right, let's go, you meatheads. Fall out. Let's go on the double.
Are you sure, Boyle? Are you sure you didn't see my watch?
Absolutely, Sarge.
I can't figure it out. I put it on my desk when I went to wash up, and 2 seconds later it was gone, just like that. I don't get it. Hey, Pyle.
Oh, come on, Sarge. Didn't you have it when Pyle left?
Yeah, I took it off when I went to wash up. Well, where the heck is it? Oh, straighten up that belt.
All right, dress right. Hey!
Maxine.
Come on, you're looking like a bunch of old ladies.
Please, Maxine, you gotta go. When he says ready front, you better be gone.
All right, ready, hunt!
Okay, Pyle, what is that? What's going on here? No, let me guess. You're suddenly going in for falcon racing, right? You saw the Birdman of Alcatraz and you got inspired, right?
No, Sergeant, it's nothing like that.
Then what is it, Pyle? What is that bird doing on your head? You got some secret weapon I don't know about, is that it?
I'm sorry, Sergeant. It's just a crow I made friends with, and she just comes around to be friendly, I guess.
Yeah? Then go make a date with your friend in some cornfield. Beat it, crow! Beat it, you miserable bird! Shoo, shoo, shoo! I know I could have misplaced my watch. I could even have lost it. It happens. You put it down someplace and you forget about it, or even the wristband breaks.
Right.
But then, on top of losing my watch, I suddenly discover I'm missing my good $5 fountain pen, my cigar lighter, and last but not least, my Marine Corps ring, which suddenly makes things get pretty interesting, don't it?
Yeah, to say the least.
I mean, let's face it, I couldn't misplace those many things in a million years, let alone one short afternoon.
Well, it sure don't sound like you, Sarge.
You're right, boy. That's just what I'm thinking. It ain't me. And that leaves me to only one other possible conclusion. And this I really find hard to believe.
What?
What was Pyle doing in here alone?
Oh, come on, Sarge. Anything but
I know. But what was he doing here alone, huh? And how come all of a sudden stuff is missing, huh? I'm just asking.
Well, could be just coincidence. Yeah, that's it, coincidence.
Let's hope so, Boyle. Let's just hope so.
Golly, $10? $10 is the best you can do.
$10, that's as high as I can go.
But Grandma Pyle just gave me that watch less than a year ago. It's still got a year to go on the guarantee.
Yeah, I know. And it's got 21 jewels and the Swiss movement, right?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Are you kidding? Every Marine that comes in here to hock a watch tells me the same thing. Word for word. Now, $10. Take it or leave it.
$10. I guess it'll have to do. Instead of getting the big box of cigars, I'll just have to get the smaller one. After all, it's the thought that counts, right?
Right. What did you say?
go, Boyle.
I just figured out a way to nail down our sneak thief.
You did? You still think it's Pyle?
I didn't say a word. I just got a theory.
Yeah, what?
Well, whoever our sneak thief is, you can be sure he's no dummy. For one thing, he ain't gonna be stupid enough to leave the loot laying around his locker for us to find it in 2 seconds.
So what are we gonna do now?
Look, Boyle, when a guy steals something, the loot's safe as long as it's in his pockets, right? I mean, a guy's pockets are his castle, as long as he's there to keep them closed, right?
Yeah?
Which only leaves us with the alternative. Separate a guy from his clothes, and you got his pockets right where you want them. 15 minutes to go through the platoon's clothing, and 5 will get you till I come up with our sneak thief, which is where you come in, Boyle.
Right. I get the guys out in their skivvies for physical training.
Right. Move it, move it.
Okay, you guys, come on, fall in. Move it, on the double. Let's go.
We just had an hour of physical training this morning. What is this?
Come on, Duke. There's no such thing as too much physical training.
Okay, we're gonna start off with deep knee bends. Hands on hips, pace. Ready? Exercise. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Platoon, halt. Okay, put in place. Ready? Exercise. Company, halt. Okay. We're gonna do some push-ups. Ready? Exercise. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Well, what's going on here? I thought Sergeant Carter told you to get rid of that bird.
He did, Corporal Boyle, but she just won't go. She just won't go. Shoo, Maxine. Shoo, shoo.
Running in place. Ready? Exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Get those legs moving. Get those knees. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I got him. I got him.
Okay, so you found a pawn ticket. So what does that prove? I mean, how do you know it belongs to the thief? Lots of guys around here pawn their stuff all the time, especially just before payday.
Boyle, use your gray matter. Of course it belongs to our little hot-fingered friend. Figure it out. He knows I'm gonna be hot on his trail, so he pawns the stolen goods as fast as he can. And presto, he's in the clear like a regular little Lord Fauntleroy.
Well, at least it lets Pyle off the hook. But you still don't know which guy in the platoon the pawn ticket belongs to.
Not yet, I don't, but I will. First thing in the morning when I get onto that pawn shop and ask a few questions.
So you think it's gonna be all over but the shouting, huh, Sarge?
All over but the hanging, Boyle, the hanging. All right, Boyle, here's where we find out who our big mystery man is.
We hope.
Don't worry, just leave it all to me.
What can I do for you today?
Well, I'd like to redeem this out of hock. How much?
4271. Let's see. 4271. Here it is. $11.
$11, huh? Let's see. I just got $6. Boyle?
Before payday? Are you kidding?
Look, I don't have the $11. I got 6.
Sorry. Come back when you get the rest. It'll be here.
But I gotta have it today.
You gotta have it today. Can't wait a couple of days. When do you get paid?
Wednesday.
Okay. Wednesday you'll come back and you'll get it. If we live. If not, Thursday.
Look, this is important to me.
I'm sorry. I'd like to help you, but you know.
Okay. Look, would you tell me what the item is?
You don't know?
Well, no. You see, actually, I'm not redeeming this merchandise for myself.
You're not?
No. See, some of the guys in my outfit transferred out on kind of short notice. Before they had a chance to get all their personal effects together. Like that pawn ticket. Somebody probably left that behind in the barracks, and I figured the least I could do was track down the redeemable merchandise and ship it on to whoever it belonged to.
Oh, yeah, I see.
So would you mind telling me what the item is?
Oh, sure. It's a watch.
One more thing. Could you give me a description of the guy who hocked the watch? What did he look like?
Well, let me think. I remember. It was 2 days ago he came in. Kind of a tall guy.
Yeah, what else?
He was sort of dumb looking. He had a dumb expression on his face. Oh, and he kept saying a funny word. He said it a couple of times. What was it again? Oh, yeah. Shazam? Do you know the fella?
Yeah, I know him. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, what does that mean, that Shazam? Is it a Marine word or something?
Oh, no. It don't mean anything.
Well, what is it? Is it like gung-ho?
I still can't believe it. What is it? What could have happened to Pyle?
I don't know, Sarge. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, you saw him there in the duty hut, remember? You still think it's a coincidence?
I don't know what to say.
Maybe he was just plain desperate for dough, you think?
Anybody else, I'd believe it in a second. But Pyle?
I know. I can't believe it worse than you can't believe it.
Well, what are you going to do?
Well, what can I do? I've got to confront Pyle. We got to have a showdown. Let him explain this. A pawn ticket for my watch.
Hey, Duke, here they are, the cigars for the sergeant.
Well, that's swell, Gomer, really swell.
Do you think he'll like them? I mean, it's a nice enough present, isn't it?
Oh, it's nice, really nice. If he swallowed them, it'd be even nicer. Well, I don't know why you're knocking yourself out for the sergeant. I really don't.
Well, it's a pleasure to buy things for the sergeant. A real honest goodness pleasure.
Yeah, but having to go hawk your own watch, oh, boy. Look, I'm going to go mail this. I'll be right back. Heads up, Gomer. Sergeant's coming this way.
The sergeant?
Yeah, you better stash those cigars. He's headed this way. Oh.
Pyle, I want to talk to you.
Me too, Sergeant. I want to talk to you, too.
Alone. Get lost, Slater!
All right, Sergeant.
Okay, Pyle, go ahead. You have something on your mind?
Yes, sir, I sure do.
Well, all right, let's hear it.
Well, I don't know how to say this, Sergeant.
Give it a try, Pyle. Give it a try, anyway.
Well, okay. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Huh?
Happy birthday, Sergeant. Happy birthday. I'm sorry it's not gift wrap. It's just that you caught me by such surprise. But the thought's there, ribbon or no ribbon. Here, take 'em.
Cigars?
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's the brand you smoke, but I sure hope you like 'em.
Yeah.
These are 2 or 3 inches longer than the ones that you usually buy. The man says they'll last up to 15 to 20 minutes more.
Listen, Pyle, it was very nice of you to remember my birthday. But just out of curiosity, how do you come to be able to buy expensive cigars? I mean, right around now, right before payday.
You would have to ask me that, Sergeant.
Why? What's wrong with asking that?
It's just that it's embarrassing.
What, Pyle? What's embarrassing?
How I got the money.
How did you get the money, Pyle?
Don't ask me, Sergeant.
But I am asking, where did you get the money?
Well, I had no choice, Sergeant. I pawned my watch.
Huh?
I just didn't have a choice, seeing as how you were born just before payday.
You pawned your watch? You pawned your watch? He pawned his watch. Your watch, your very own watch, the watch that you wear, you pawned your watch, yours?
That's right.
Oh, well, that's very nice. You hear that, Boyle? He pawned his watch so that he could buy me these cigars. Ain't that great?
I know. That was a great idea, pawning your watch.
Yeah. You see, it ain't there. And you want to know why? Because he pawned it.
Golly, I sure am glad you both think it was such a great idea, me pawning my watch.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
That was a great idea.
Thanks, Pyle. Thanks for the cigars. Now you better get yourself ready for that cross-country hike this afternoon.
Right, Sergeant. Don't you worry, I'll be ready. All I got to do is just get... Oh, wait. Where in the world did that come from?
Is that my watch?
Huh?
Maybe there's some more stuff up there. Maybe you better take a look, Boyle. My pen, my cigar lighter, my ring. Okay, Pyle, start explaining.
Well, I don't know, Sergeant. Golly, I'm as surprised as you are.
Well, that ain't good enough, Pyle. That answer ain't good enough at all. Maybe you better have another try, huh?
I don't know, Sergeant. Honest.
But you do know this was stuffed on top of your locker, right? I mean, it wasn't stuffed on top of Malinsky's locker or Slater's locker, was it now?
Maxine.
Hey, ain't that my whistle? She's got my whistle.
Look, Sarge, there's your thief.
Maxine. What you doing up there? I'm ashamed of you. You almost had me in all kinds of trouble with the sergeant. Isn't that right, Sergeant? If Maxine hadn't shown up when she did, you would have thought I was the worst kind of sneak thief.
How about that? It was the bird. It wasn't Pyle, it was the bird. How about that?
Isn't that something?
Yeah. Imagine a bird coming in and stealing things just like a person. Only it's not a person, it's a bird.
And all this time we thought...
Yeah, we thought it was Pyle, but it wasn't Pyle, it was Maxine.
And about Maxine stealing all those things from you, Sergeant, well, I just want you to understand that it wasn't anything personal. It was just her way of thanking me for setting her free that day.
Sure, Pyle, sure. Anything you say.
She sure was a grateful crow.
Okay, Pyle, right now we got an inspection to get ready for, so let's get with it, huh?
Right, Sergeant. Maxine, I thought she was gone.
Pyle, get that bird out of here.
Yes, sir. Maxine? Please, Maxine, you just got to leave. This is no place for a crow, so please go. Please, girl. Well, she's gone, Sergeant.
Good, let's go. Don't tell me she did it again.
Huh?
She did it again. That mangy bird stole my whistle. She's gone with my whistle. That's what she's going with.
Sergeant, don't get
Oh, Vince, it sure is good to see you again. It's been a long time.
Oh, yeah, a long time.
The minute I got back into town, I said, you know what, I'm going to look up old Vince. Oh, remember all the good times we used to have together when we were going with each other? We really did some crazy things.
Yeah, we did some crazy things.
Hey, what's the matter with you? Are you expecting somebody?
No. I was just looking around.
Yeah, we sure did some wild things. And I was thinking, how about picking up where we left off, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Who's that?
Oh, just one of the guys from my platoon. Excuse me. I think that guy wants to talk to me.
Oh, sure, Vince. Hey, hurry back, hon.
Yeah.
Hey, Sergeant.
Hello, Pyle. I guess you wonder what I'm doing here.
Getting something to eat?
I mean, you're probably wondering why I'm not here with Bunny.
Oh, well, to tell you the truth, I did wonder. Nothing's happened between you and Miss Bunny, has it?
Oh, no. See, it's like this. This young lady is an old friend, and we haven't seen each other in a long time.
Oh, that's nice. Old friends is the best friends.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you understand about the old friend and all. But it'll be better if you keep it to yourself.
What?
You know, the old friend.
Oh, of course. But who do I keep it to myself from?
Certain people. Bunny.
Why, Sergeant?
Oh, she might not understand.
Why, anybody'd understand old friends getting together.
Look, Pyle.
Shazam!
Help, Robert! Hold up! Cops! Please, Robert!
Here, Pyle. Watch him. Come on, let's get out of here.
Oh, what's going on? What happened?
I'll tell you about it on the way home. Come on, let's go.
Let me tell you. See, this guy walks in, see? And he shows me his gun. He says, this is a holdup. Lucky for me, some guy choked him.
What guy?
Huh?
That guy over there, that Marine.
Hey, you.
Me?
Yeah, that's him. That's the guy that clobbered the crook, this Marine, right here.
That's nice going, Sergeant. May I have your name, please?
I didn't do anything. What are you talking about?
Well, he just said...
Yeah, but he was wrong. I didn't do anything. It was him. Here's your Marine. He nailed that crook.
But
No, I nailed him good. I saw it with my own eyes.
Well, that's nice going, Private. What's your name?
Gomer Pyle, but I was...
You should have seen him jump in there like a cobra. Pow! And then he went into action.
What was that name again? Gomer Pyle?
That's right. But the private's got to get back to the base now. Is it all right?
Yeah, I guess so. It's good work, boy. Very good work.
I don't like it, Sergeant. I just don't like it.
Look, Pyle, I'll explain it to you one more time. If I told the policeman I did it, he'd have to put my name in his report. Next thing, my name is in the newspaper, and they also mention the fact that I was there with another girl, in which case Bunny would kill me.
But the plain truth is you did it. That's the plain truth.
You're just my insurance, that's all. Don't you understand that?
I don't know, Sergeant. I just don't know.
All right, you got a choice. You can tell everybody the truth and cause me and Bunny to break up, or you can go along with it for a day or so. Do you want to see me and Bunny break up?
Well, I sure would hate to cause you two to break up.
Okay, then just forget it. And everything will blow over real fast.
But I sure do hate to tell a lie.
Pyle.
But I wouldn't want to break you two up.
Then it's settled.
But I hate to lie. Oh, I wouldn't want to see you break up. But it's bad to lie. It's bad to break up. Bad to lie. Sergeant, I don't know what to do.
Pyle, do you want to break Bunny's heart?
Well, I'd never.
Do you want to see her kill me?
Oh, no.
Then forget it.
Well, if I have to.
Good. And believe me, it's already forgotten. Good night, Pyle.
But I sure hate to tell a lie. I hate to see him break up. But it's bad to lie.
Oh, they happened so fast I didn't even have time to think. Guy didn't see me coming. It was boom, boom, and it was over.
No kidding.
Yeah, just like a cobra. I struck like a cobra.
You jumped the guy with a gun. I was taking a chance.
Look, at a time like this, you don't stop to think. You go. And I did. Just like a cobra.
You jumped the guy with a gun.
Yeah?
How about that?
Come in.
Sergeant Carter?
Yeah?
I'm Don Mills, radio station KGRL. Colonel Gray told me to see you.
He did?
Yes, you see, I do a human interest show, and I'd like to interview one of your men.
Oh, yeah? Who?
Private Gomer Pyle. The colonel liked the idea, but he wanted me to ask you if you could release Private Pyle for a few minutes from his duties. It won't take long.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's okay with me if it's okay with the colonel. How did you happen to pick Pyle? I mean, what do you want to interview him about?
Oh, didn't you hear about last night?
Last night?
Well, yeah, he prevented a robbery.
Yeah?
Yeah, he jumped an armed robber with his bare hands. Oh, you got a real hero in your outfit.
Pyle's out in front of the barracks.
Yeah, I better go set up. Say, you know how he did it? A judo shot. Robber never knew what hit him.
Yeah, well, he's
Never
over
knew
there
what
somewhere. If you look for him, you'll find him. I guess you wonder what that's all about.
Yeah, a little.
Well, the story's just like I told you.
Yeah?
Exactly. I did it, but I told the police that Pyle did it.
Yeah? How come?
How come? How come I told him that Pyle did it? Because I was there with another dame, that's how come.
Yeah?
Well, don't you get it? I had to tell him it was someone else for just this reason. Now it's gonna be on the radio and get all over town. If they knew the real story, they'd blab the fact that I was there with another dame, and where would that leave me with Bunny?
Mm-hmm.
You don't believe me?
Pence, whatever you say.
Okay, if that's the way you're gonna be, just forget I said anything.
If that's what you want, it's forgotten. And don't worry, I won't tell anybody.
Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Don Mills once again with Face to Face, the program that lets you meet the people behind the headlines. Today, we bring you the profile of a hero. We're here at Camp Henderson talking to Marine Private First Class Gomer Pyle, the man who captured an armed robber last night at a local restaurant. Private Pyle, why don't you tell us in your own words what happened?
Well, there was this fella with the gun, and somebody had to do something. Well, somebody did.
You most certainly did. Would you tell our listeners how you overpowered him?
Well, the crook, the fella with the gun, well, it was judo.
Judo, ladies and gentlemen. Was that part of your Marine training?
Well, I can almost say for sure it was Marine training.
When you saw the man with the gun, what went through your mind?
Well, I thought to myself, golly, that man has a gun.
And that's when you went into action?
Well, that's when everything started happening.
Tell us, Private, how does it feel to be a hero?
I don't know. Well, you know. I don't know.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the hero's own story, the story of a brave man, a modest man, a man who remains humble, almost embarrassed, in a situation that would turn another man's head. Thank you, Marine Private First Class Gomer Pyle, for your courage and your bravery. All I can say is well done. Congratulations. This is Don Mills at Camp Henderson.
Excuse me.
Gomer, you're too much. You never said anything about catching a crook.
Well,
How do you like this guy? Barehanded, he takes a guy with a gun and doesn't say a word. I mean, how do you keep a thing like that a secret?
He's a regular John Wayne.
Do you mind?
I'd rather not talk about it. Excuse me, I got something to do. Sergeant,
What do you want?
did I do all right? The things I told that man really pained me, but did I do all right?
Yeah, fine.
Well, I feel just terrible. I didn't really come right out and lie, but it's what I didn't say.
So what do you want from me?
Well, nothing. I just wanted to do what you told me.
Well, you did it. So okay.
But you said it's going to all be forgotten.
Well, I made a mistake. Sue me.
Well, I was just trying to do what you told me. And I just wondered, did I do all right?
You did fine. Now get out of here and get back to work.
So anyway, I says to her, honey, I've been called a lot of things in my time, but never that.
Hey, Sergeant.
How about that Pyle?
And what about him?
Well, he looks like the last guy in the world to pull what he did in that restaurant.
Yeah, you never know, do you? He's your prize knucklehead, too, isn't he, Vince?
Yeah.
What do you suppose got into him, Vince? How'd he get so gutsy all of a sudden?
Because I'll tell you, Vince, he sure don't look like a hero.
Pyle don't look like a hero because he ain't, okay?
What's that supposed to mean?
I'll lay it out for you. That thing that happened at the restaurant, throwing that crook, I did it. That's right, it was me.
What is this?
Are you putting this on, Vince?
No, it was me. I told Boyle the whole story, didn't I, Boyle?
Well, this may sound like a stupid question, but how come Pyle's getting all the credit if you did it?
Because I planned it that way. That's the way I wanted it. Because I was there with another dame and I had to lay low. Well, you guys know Bunny. I happened to be there that night with another dame. If Bunny found out about it, I'd be done for. Okay. Okay, Pyle. Tell him what happened at the restaurant.
Oh, Sergeant.
Go on, tell him.
Well, there was this fella in the restaurant with a gun, and I knew something had to be done.
No, not that story. Tell him what really happened.
What really happened?
Yeah. How I saw the guy with a gun, how I knew something had to be done, how I struck like a cobra.
Oh, that story.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like Sergeant Carter's saying. There was this fella there with a gun, and he struck like a
cobra?
Yeah, just like a cobra. That's what happened.
Okay, Pyle. Satisfied?
What did you make him do that for?
Huh? I didn't make him do anything.
No, just repeat word for word everything you said.
Look, Vince, we understand. The private gets all the glory, the sergeant gets nothing. Sergeant gets jealous.
But it was the truth. You don't believe it?
Well, we can believe you or the newspapers, the radio, the police.
But you don't believe it, do you?
Vince, whatever you say.
Sergeant?
Don't you know better than to sneak up on people?
Well, I'm sorry, but I just had to talk to you.
So talk.
I feel just terrible getting all the glory that's rightfully yours. I'm living a lie that just ain't right.
Forget it. It's too late now.
But, Sergeant, it's just like quicksand. We're bogging down deeper and deeper.
Look, Pyle, we started this thing, and we're going to see it through.
Sergeant, I got another problem.
Yeah?
I got to get your permission to go over to Company A.
Company A? What for?
Sergeant Poco there, he wants me to give a judo demonstration.
What?
It all came about from this lie I'm living. They want me to show how I caught that crook with judo.
Oh, brother.
Well, that's what I say. You should be the one giving the demonstration. You see how we're getting in deeper and deeper? Why don't I just go to the newspapers and tell them?
No! No newspapers and no more of your problems. I don't want to hear it.
But, Sergeant, the judo, they want me to demonstrate.
Go, demonstrate. Just leave me alone.
But, Sergeant...
Demonstrate, demonstrate, demonstrate!
Do it look all right?
Oh, yeah, fine.
Where are we going?
I don't care.
Well, how about a movie?
No.
Well, then, how about some dancing at that go-go place?
Nah.
Well, what do you want to do?
Why do we have to do anything? Can't we just sit?
Just sit?
Yeah, just sit.
Vince, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Hey, I know what I wanted to ask you about. Gomer. We haven't even talked about him. How about that, Vince?
How about what?
Well, I guess I never really got to know him, did I? He always struck me as such a pussycat.
Yeah.
But I guess that pussycat must have a little tiger in him, huh?
Yeah.
Boy, I almost fell over when I heard it. I heard him on the radio. Did you hear him?
I heard.
I never dreamed he had it in him. That pussycat. Boy, Vince, why do you teach those guys to make them turn
Bunny,
like that?
I gotta go.
Go? You just got here.
I know, but I just remembered I gotta get back to the base. We got a big field problem, and it starts early in the morning.
Oh, well...
I'm sorry. I'll call you tomorrow, maybe.
And that's the way the whole thing happened. I just had to tell somebody on account I thought I was going to bust.
Now, wait a minute, Gomer, wait a minute. You mean Carter's the real hero, but you're getting all the credit for it?
It's not funny. I thought you fellers could help.
Well, Gomer, you got the best deal in the world. What a setup. Anytime Carter gives you a bad time, you just turn him into his girl, right?
There's got to be somebody that can help me.
Yes?
Chaplain, could I see you for a minute? I'm Private Gomer Pyle.
I'm a little busy. Oh, Gomer Pyle. Come on in, son. I've already heard one side of the story, Private. Now I'd like to hear yours. Now, I know how frustrating it must be to know that you did something and somebody else get the credit for it. That's very disturbing. But what's even more disturbing is the lie that all this is based on. It's because of the lie that the one person that you would like to know the truth about your heroic act doesn't know.
Yes, sir.
Then I think you would solve your problem if you told this girl the truth.
I sure would feel a whole lot better if Miss Bunny knew.
But, sir, she'd kill me.
I think the important thing now is for you to clear the air between you and your girlfriend. I'm sure she'd understand.
Oh, she'd understand, but she'd still kill me.
You're not happy this way. You said you haven't slept.
You haven't? Why, that's terrible. Grandma Pyle always said, a mind that can't sleep is full of woe, and you'll never sleep till you rid yourself of that woe.
You know you won't feel right until the truth is known.
I guess so.
I'll help you tell her.
Okay, I'll do it.
Good.
Yeah, I'll tell her. But she's gonna kill me.
You've been acting funny the last couple of days, and tonight you made this sound more like a meeting than a date.
Well, in a way it is.
Huh?
I'll tell you about it in a few minutes.
Well, why can't you tell me now?
Well, I'm waiting for someone.
Boy, are you the man of mystery. Vince, it's Gomer. Why don't you call him over? Oh, call over that pussycat tiger.
Don't worry, he'll be over.
Hey, Sergeant. Hey, Miss Bunny.
Sit down, Pyle. Sit down.
Thank you.
Well, I haven't seen you since you became a big hero. Congratulations.
Well, Sergeant Carter has something to say to you about that.
Oh, I was so thrilled when I heard it.
Sergeant?
Bunny, I got something to say.
Yeah?
Bunny, you see, sometimes things happen, and when you look back on these things, well, the things you look back on, well, maybe they didn't happen the way you think they happened.
You want to say that again?
All right, I'll start over. It was this way. You know that thing about Pyle here and that crook? Well,
please,
it was...
Will you be a nice fellow, please, huh? Please.
Are you listening to me?
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, look at that guy over there.
I said I wanted a drink.
Look, mister, we don't serve drinks here. Why don't you have a nice cup of coffee, huh?
If I wanted coffee, I'd ask for it.
Boy, I hate people who don't know when to quit.
I want a drink.
Come on.
He did it again.
Vince, are you all right?
Yeah, sure.
Talk about lightning striking twice or history repeating itself. Very same thing happened with that crook. Sergeant Carter was even sitting in the same booth here.
What?
That's right. I wasn't the hero at all. It was Sergeant Carter all along.
What is this?
That's what we come here tonight to talk about. That thing that happened with the crook the other night, that was Sergeant Carter, not me.
Not you?
That's right. But he couldn't tell you on account of he was here with another girl. I know all about it, and it was truly innocent. But he didn't want to take a chance on you finding out and getting your feelings hurt. So I had to take all the credit on account of he likes you so much he didn't want to see you hurt. And, well, the truth had to come out, and that's the reason Sergeant Carter here is telling you all this.
Yeah.
Oh, Vince. You mean that you just... Oh, Vince!
Well, all's well that ends well. I guess I'll be going along since it looks like everything's ended well.
Oh, Vince, my hero. You mean that you let Gomer take all the credit so you wouldn't have to tell me you were here with someone else?
Well, I didn't think you'd understand.
Oh, Vince. Was it anyone I know?
Huh?
The girl you were with, was it anyone I know?
No. It was just an old friend, that's all.
Ah, then why didn't you tell me?
Well, I figured you might not like it, my being out with a beautiful girl and all.
Oh? Beautiful, huh?
Well, she's got...
Is that why you were out with her instead of me?
No, I...
No. You want to go out with beautiful girls instead of me? Then you just say so. I understand.
Honey, I didn't say that.
I don't need your proof to fall on me. When you
Well, at long last, I get to say a few words in my behalf.
How about that?
You know, I've been sitting on the sidelines a long time, Boyle, and have I got a couple of things to talk about.
Well, I'm ready. How about you, Sergeant?
Anytime.
Good.
And don't worry about me freezing up in front of the microphone. Now, I've done a lot of this stuff.
Oh, good.
Shh.
Hi there, this is Don Mills again with Face to Face. We're back at Camp Henderson today to interview Sergeant Vincent Carter. Last night, Sergeant Carter prevented the local restaurant owner from possible serious injury when he thwarted a man who was attacking the owner with a bottle. Sergeant, would you like to tell us about it?
Well, it wasn't much, Don.
Sure was, too. Now, don't be modest, Sergeant. You deserve all the credit and more. You should tell the people how it all happened. I know, 'cause I was there. Well, and what a grand story it was, too. You see, I seen the whole thing. We was all sitting around the station when it all happened. See, we gone there to meet Miss Moon, and then this...
Gomer, that's enough brushing. You're coming through the other side.
Well, I want it to be right. Heck sakes, Duke. Since I'm going to be best man at that wedding tomorrow, I want to look my best. You're wearing your dress blues, ain't you?
I suppose, although black would be more appropriate.
Black? Black's what you wear at funerals.
Weddings, funerals, tragedy is tragedy.
Oh, come on, Duke. This is going to be real high-spirited. I get to carry the ring. What with me being best man and all, then I give it to him, and he gives it to her, and she gets to wear it for the rest of her born days. But I get to carry it first, and that's real honor.
Gomer! Gomer! I got it! Greatest ring you ever saw in your life.
Let's have a look.
Well, it just came in the mail. Been in the family for 6 generations. You never saw anything like it. It's beautiful. My grandmother wore it, and my great-grandmother before her, she wore it at her wedding. It's got diamonds. Did I give it to you?
No.
Well, I lost it. I must have dropped it on the way in.
Come on, Purcell. Make up your mind. Which way you going?
Well, sorry, Sergeant. I can't. When you came in, you didn't happen to... Wait. Here it is.
Jim's kind of got the jitter, Sergeant. What with his wedding tomorrow now? He thought he'd lost his ring.
I don't want to hear one more word about a ring or marriage. Not one more word. Nothing. You understand? I've had it up to here with you two guys in that wedding. 2 weeks now, and I've heard nothing else. This is a Marine base, not the little church around the corner. Now, the rest of you knuckleheads, listen up. We have a field lecture on demolitions in 15 minutes. We'll assemble at 1100. Oh.
Golly, look at that thing shine. All them sparklers. Why, that's a regular 4th of July.
Not another one in the world like it. Wouldn't be a Purcell wedding without this ring.
Yeah, you better put that rock away. We gotta get moving.
Well, where will I put it?
Under your pillow?
Maybe in my shaving kit.
How about under the mattress?
Maybe I better just carry it right with me. Boy, I sure wish I didn't have to go to that lecture.
Now, in clearing an enemy field, the mine detector is used. It can spot any buried metal object. The mine is then uncovered and removed. To give you an idea of its destructive power, we're going to detonate this mine. It'll need 2 men for a digging detail.
Pyle, Purcell. Pyle, Purcell.
What is it, Sergeant?
If the national effort can have your assistance for a few minutes, grab them shovels. Move it!
All right, good enough. Now get back with the others. I'll detonate the mine electrically.
The ring, it's gone.
The blast will destroy anything in the immediate area of the mine. Gather around, men. Come on. Watch close.
Hold. Wait a minute. You can't. Please, no.
Hey, don't get down there.
Hold it!
Hey, come back here.
What is this?
Jim's ring. He dropped it in the hole.
What's going on?
My ring. It must have fallen out of my pocket while I was digging.
Well, that's tough.
Oh, please, Sergeant. You don't know what that ring means. It's an heirloom. It's priceless. I mean, I couldn't get married without that ring. Oh, please, Sergeant. Please.
Knock it off! Okay, Peter. You better disconnect. All right, the rest of you guys, come on down here and help us look. Make it fast. Come on, let's move. On your hands and knees, let's go. give it up.
Oh, just a little more, Sarge. Please, Sarge.
That's all I said. We already wasted half the morning. We're not going to take all day looking for a ring. Heirloom or no heirloom. Now, let's go.
Sure am sorry, Jimmy. Sergeant, it's just a terrible thing to lose. It's the most beautiful ring I think I nearly ever saw. It was real sparkly. There it is. Hey, how about that? I must have picked up the wrong jacket. It was in the pocket the whole time. We didn't have to do all that digging after all. Ain't that a good joke, Sergeant? Ain't it? Y'all see it, Jim?
Yeah.
What you do with the ring?
Got it right here. Oh, no. No, it's gone. It's gone again. Oh, here. Here it is.
You sure gave me a fright.
Gomer, look. You take it. You're the best man. You hold it for me.
Me? Well, I wouldn't want to...
Look, I'm so mixed up. I know I'll lose it someplace. Please, you hold it. I keep misplacing it, and I about have heart failure every time I go to look for it. Please, you keep it.
Well, where'll I put it?
I don't know. Just put it someplace...
I got it. The best place to keep a ring is where it's supposed to be. I keep it on my finger here. It should fit my pinky.
It won't fall off?
No, it's good and tight. We should have thought of this before. Now, tomorrow when you want it, I'll just slip it off and there you are.
What's the matter?
It's mighty tight.
But you gotta be able to get it off.
If I had a little butter...
Come on, you guys, inspection.
Pinky rings now, Sergeant?
No, sir. You see, sir, well, it's a wedding ring.
That's your wedding ring, Private?
No, sir.
I thought you told me...
Sir, it is a wedding ring, but it ain't mine. It's Private Purcell's.
You're wearing Private Purcell's wedding ring?
Sir, Private Purcell is getting married.
To him?
Oh, no, sir. He's marrying Chrissy Parker. She's a real nice girl. You'd really like her, sir.
Wonderful.
Sergeant. Sir.
I suggest you check your men out before inspection. I would say that man was slightly out of uniform, wouldn't you?
Well,
Unless there's a new regulation, which I don't know about, which calls for wedding rings on pinkies. That'll be all, Sergeant.
Aye, sir.
Get that thing off. Get it off.
Can't. I reckon my finger's too fat.
Yeah? Well, I'm gonna work you till you're so thin it drops off. I warned you. I have nothing against a man and a woman of legal age being duly joined together in the bonds of holy matrimony. Nothing against it at all. But when my lecture's sabotaged, my inspection turned into a shambles, and the entire platoon performance record shot down in flames... Pyle, are you in pain?
Yes, sir. It pains me to hear how the platoon performance record got shot down in flames. I'm sure sorry, sir.
And you are going to be sorrier. As a little reminder that you are both Marines on a duty status, you will put in a few hours extra duty tonight here in the bakery.
But, Sergeant, tomorrow morning's my wedding. I can't be...
Hold it! I told you, I don't want to hear no more about a wedding. I don't want to hear anything about it, see anything about it, nothing. That word is not to be used in my presence in any shape, manner, or form. Is that clear? Okay, Charlie.
Right, Ben.
They're all yours.
Okay. You, get over and start massaging those racks. I like them nice and clean. And you, over here. Start working on that. We got to get 600 loaves out by tomorrow. Well, get in there and move it around. Move it around. Give me plenty of wrist action. Atta boy. That's fine. That's beautiful. Plenty of wrist in there. That makes it nice and light and fluffy. Very good. I'll make a doughboy out of you yet. Get it, doughboy. Move it. Move it. Watch those wrists. You, keep working.
Oh, boy, I'm pushed.
These should be sure to get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, that's what I need, sleep.
The one thing about working hard, you're too tired to remember you're nervous. Just think, in a few more hours, you will be a married husband and all. And to think that I'm all part of the ceremony, and I'll do it right, too. You can depend on that. I'll be right there with the ring.
Oh, where is it? Huh? It's gone. Where is it? Get off. You lost my wedding ring. Gomer, where's the ring?
Well, it must be around here someplace. I'll get a flashlight.
But we gotta find it, Gomer.
Knock it off.
We gotta find it.
We will. We'll just backtrack every step of the way.
You see anything? Look carefully.
It's not around here anywhere.
Oh, think, Gomer, think. When's the last time you saw it?
Let me see now. I had it at supper. Then we come to work here at the bakery.
What, did you have it then?
Yeah, I remember now. Up until the time I started working on all that dough, you know, with the wrist action.
So it could have come off and...
Yeah, that dough was gooey enough. But with the butter and all, I think I know where your ring is. Your wedding ring's baked in one of them there 600 loaves of bread.
Well, I guess the ring's lost for good now. And after 6 generations in the family. Boy, poor Chrissy, she's sure gonna be disappointed.
Well, maybe we can find it. It's got to be in one of them loaves of bread.
But there's 600 loaves, Gomer. 600!
Then we'll just have to look through every single loaf, piece by piece. Can't overlook one single crumb. It's just the corporal taking sandwiches to the guardhouse.
Sandwiches?
Yeah, just sandwiches.
Made out of bread.
Right.
Before we start on the loaves, we better check those out. Hold it. Don't eat those sandwiches.
Excuse us, Corporal of the Guards, but you mustn't bite into that bread.
Excuse me. Can I see that one?
What's going on?
There was an accident at the bakery, and something fell into the bread dough.
Something in the bread dough? What? What fell in it?
Much obliged, it's not in there.
Close. I almost ate that. Well, what is it? What fell in it?
It's not here either.
Are these all the sandwiches you made?
All except for the one I gave Lieutenant Peterson, the officer of the day.
That might be just where it is.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, thank you, fellers. Enjoy your sandwiches. Golly, 600 loaves is sure a lot of bread, ain't it?
It sure is.
Of course, we don't have to go through all 600. We've already been through that and that they made the sandwiches out of. So all we got to do is 599. Give me the first one and we'll get started. Cut it off, hey.
Now, careful. We don't want to scratch it.
All right.
ain't in this one.
Gomer, we'll never be able to go through all 600 loaves like this.
Wait a minute, I got an idea. It ain't in this loaf.
Someone's coming.
Hey, what are you guys doing here? Get out of there. Come on, snap it up. What is all this?
Well, I was here working earlier, and I lost something, and I come back to look for it.
What'd you lose?
The wedding ring that Jim here's supposed to get married with today.
The ring? You lost the ring? The ring he's getting married with? That's a hot one.
We figure it's somewhere here in a loaf of bread.
You lost the ring in a loaf of bread?
If it's all right with you, Sergeant, we'd kind of like to get it back.
Sure, go ahead. Boy, I can see the ceremony now. With this bread, I thee wed. And then he puts the loaf of bread on her finger, get it? Which loaf is it in?
Well, we don't rightly know, so we're going to have to go through every single one, and slice them up.
But Sergeant,
the first one that lays a finger on this bread, I let him have it. You want to play hide and seek outside, not in my bread. Come on out. Outside. Let's go.
But, Sergeant, maybe we could just use the fork and kind of punch around in them.
Charlie Hacker served bread full of puncture holes? No, sir. 16 years I've been baking. I never served no factory seconds. No dice. Outside. Out. Out.
But, Sergeant, this ring's kind of special, Sergeant. Couldn't we just look in a few...
Out! Hurry it up out of here! Out!
I sure feel bad about this, Jim, and it's all my fault, too. Here you picked me out of all your friends to be your best man and trusted me with the ring for your beloved, and I let you down.
It's okay, Gomer. It was just an accident.
But there must be something we can do. Sergeant Carter says if there ain't no situation that a good ring can't overcome.
No, look, we've had it. You heard that mess, Sergeant. He won't let us near that bread. He won't let us touch it. Look, we better just forget all about it.
Wait a minute. Just a blessed instant.
What?
Maybe there is something we can do.
Oh, what is it?
Well, I got this idea, but it's going to take bravery.
But how? What?
Well, first of all, we've got to go get Sergeant Carter.
Carter? The way he feels about the wedding? And you're going to wake him up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Well, that's where the bravery comes in. Come on, let's go. Sergeant?
Couldn't be.
Sergeant Carter?
For your sake, I hope this is all just a very bad dream.
It ain't no dream, it's me. You see we lost the ring again?
What is this overwhelming urge you have for self-destruction?
I got this idea.
And I got an idea, too. It's what to do with nitwits who wake up their sergeant in the middle of the night. I'll give you the details tomorrow, but for now, get out of here.
But, Sergeant, a feller Marine's in trouble, and you're the only one can help. And I know you'll help because you're his only hope.
Never mind, Gomer. Sorry we bothered you, Sergeant.
But, Jimmy, how can you get married tomorrow?
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to tell me something. Maybe it's a bad sign. I don't know. All I know is when I tell Chrissy, she's going to probably want to call off the wedding anyway. You know how superstitious brides are.
You mean call off the wedding?
Well, everything's going against it. Everything. It's too much. The sergeant's right. Why should he have to be bothered with all of this? It's not his problem. Why should he have to help out? Forget it. Nothing says I have to get married. Sorry, Sergeant.
Get off this bed. Marry, don't marry, that's your problem. Mine's getting some shut-eye. Now get out of here, or I throw you in a break.
But, Sergeant, you can...
Out! You want the brick? Out! Get out of here! Out! Get out! Out! All right. What was this brilliant idea of yours?
And the wedding's this morning?
Yes, sir, Colonel, at 10:00.
Interesting situation. How much time till mess call, Sergeant?
55 minutes, sir.
We'll be close. Very well. I'll issue the necessary instructions.
Hold up on the bread, Charlie. Huh? We gotta check it for that missing ring.
Nobody hacks up my bread. You want to find prizes? Buy yourself some Cracker Jack.
Orders from the top, Charlie. The colonel wants that ring found.
The colonel ordered my bread ripped up for a tin ring?
Relax. Nobody's gonna rip it up. We're gonna find it with a mine detector. All right, men, in here. All right, let's spread out the bread, huh? Okay, start right here. Should have found it by now.
That's the way it always is when you lose something. You never do find it till the very last place you look. I don't know why that is, but that's the way it always is.
Well, are you sure you had it here in the bakery?
Now, don't you worry. Wouldn't surprise me none if it wasn't in loaf number 600, the very last one. It is in the last one. It's in this one.
Better make sure.
But it's just got to be, Sergeant. If it ain't in any of the others, and this is the last one, why, it's just... It ain't? Well, then where?
All right, secure the gear.
I'm sorry, Jim.
Hey, I got something here, Sarge.
What do you got in that pocket? Keys, change?
No, in this pocket I just keep my hanky. Don't know why that gadget should buzz around my hanky. Shazam! Well, how do you do? Now I remember. My hands got all gooey in that dough, and I wiped them off on my hanky. That must have been when the ring come loose. The ring was in my pocket the whole time, Sergeant. Wasn't no need to wake you and the Colonel after all. How about that? That's a good joke. Ain't that a good joke?
Hey, Vince, be my guest.
Do you, James Purcell, take this woman, Christine Parker, to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
And do you, Christine Parker, take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
The ring, please.
Let's have it.
Be just a second.
Come on, Gomer. Come on, Gomer.
I have it off from Jiffy. You wouldn't have any butter, would you, Chaplain?
Thank you, sir.
PFC Slater, Gilbert, $67.
Thank you, sir.
PFC Pyle, Gomer, $73.
Pyle?
Sir, I hope you don't mind my saying so, but I just can't get over it. I come here month after month, and you give me all this money for something I just love doing.
That's fine, pal. Glad to hear you're enjoying your enlistment.
And I also wanted to say about the food you've been serving, it's just been wonderful. Take last night, we had those tuna croquettes. I went back for seconds, but there was so much left over, I could have had thirds if I'd wanted.
That's fine, pal. Now, if you'll...
And them new mattress covers that we got in last week, if I was staying at the finest hotel in this country, I couldn't ask for any better.
Good, pal, good. Next.
Well,
Next.
I can see you're busy, sir, so I'll see you next month.
It's a long time between paydays, Hummel.
And that's the truth.
Well, here's my plan. First, I pick up my pass. Then I borrow Frisbee's car. I know this drive-in that's just crawling with wild-looking chicks.
Really? Mm-hmm. What makes you so sure any of them will talk to you?
They have to. They're car hops. I'll just keep eating till I get off duty. Huh?
Well, there you are, fellas. I wondered where you all went.
Listen, Gomer, I'm going into town to meet some girls. You want to come along?
Thanks a lot, but my plans is already made. First of all, I'm going to write a letter home, and then I'm going over to the PX. They're having a sale on some shower clogs, and I thought I'd pick me up a couple of pair.
Gomer, you're not going to spend your whole payday buying shower clogs.
But I have to. My other pair's warped. And you know what they say? Good hygiene starts from the feet on up.
Well, that's the way you want it. We'll see you later.
See you, fellas. Have a good time.
Hey, Marine, you! Over here.
Oh, there you are. You want to see me?
Yeah, I got something to show you.
I have?
Come here.
Oh, that's a mighty nice watch there, mister.
It's not just a watch, son. This here's an 18-karat, 21-jewel movement with a gold expansion bracelet, and it can be yours.
You mean you're selling it? Oh, I could never afford an expensive watch like that.
Why not, friend? You've just been paid, haven't you?
Why, yes. How in the world do you know that?
Well, being an ex-serviceman like I am, you just kind of feel it in the air. How about it, son? Wouldn't you like to have this watch for your very own?
Well, I'd like it very much, but a watch like that wouldn't come within my budget. You see, I've got my allotments, and I got to buy my shower clogs, and I got to get a present for my aunt's birthday. No, it's impossible. I could never afford an expensive watch like that.
Shh, wait a minute. How much you think it cost?
Well, it's got to be at least
$12.95.
Only $12.95? Golly!
That's right, son. $12.95, and that includes sales tax and a lifetime warranty, including parts and labor.
Thank you very much, mister, but I just couldn't.
You can't?
Well, $12.95 for a watch like that? Why, you'd be cheating yourself.
Huh?
Everybody knows that a gold watch costs 10 times that much. No, I just couldn't do that to you.
What's your name, son?
PFC Pyle, Gomer Pyle.
My name's Freddie. Friendly Freddie, the serviceman's pal. And let me tell you something, Lyle. Pyle. In all my years in business catering to men in the armed forces, I've never felt such a rapport with a customer. Imagine worrying about my profit. Take the watch, son, please.
Oh, I just couldn't, Mr. Friendly Freddie. As much as I'd like to have it, I just wouldn't enjoy it, knowing how I'd taken advantage of you.
Well, look, son, would you feel any better if I told you I was making a little something?
How can you? Practically giving it to me like you are.
Well, once in a while, one of my suppliers gets a hold of a piece of merchandise, and he has to unload it in a hurry. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. You mean he's overstocked?
Overstocked?
Uh-huh. Back home at the gas station, sometimes we'd get overstocked on inner tubes, and then we'd have to run a sale.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Son, this is the opportunity of a lifetime, and it would just break my heart to see you pass it up.
Well, if you really feel that way about it...
How else can I feel? Take it, please.
Golly. Well, here's the money. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. You can just keep the change.
Well, thanks, son. This has made my day.
Oh, Mr. Friendly Freddie, about the lifetime guarantee?
A lifetime guarantee? Oh, yeah, what about it?
Well, for what you charged me for the watch, 10 or 15 years would be more than fair. Happy afternoon to you, Sergeant Carter.
What is it, Pyle? I'm trying to catch up with this paperwork. What do you want?
Oh, I thought I'd just stop by and kill some time.
Well, kill it somewhere else. I gotta clear all this up before I can get out of here, so beat it.
Well, maybe I could pitch in and help. I got plenty of time.
Pyle, you got your pass. Go into town to a movie someplace. Just get out of here.
Right, Sergeant. But before I go, would you happen to have the right time?
Pyle, will you clear out of here?
I'm sorry, Sergeant. I just wanted to show off my new gold watch.
Huh?
My new gold watch. That's right, you hadn't seen it.
Let me see that.
You don't have to worry about dropping it either, Sergeant, because it's guaranteed shock-proof. And it's also waterproof and dust-proof.
Gold, huh? You mean this is really gold?
Positively. 18 carats with 21 jewels to boot. And it's waterproof, dust-proof, shock-proof.
What'd you do, Pa? Blow your whole pay?
Guess what it costs, Sergeant? Just guess.
Well, a gold watch like this should cost at least 100 clams.
You're just a little bit off.
You paid more?
No.
Then what did you pay for it?
$12.95.
$12.95 for this watch?
Including sales tax and a lifetime guarantee. Do you think I got a good deal, Sergeant, for a watch that's shock-proof?
Good deal, Pyle. How can anybody sell you a gold watch for $12.95?
Those were my feelings exactly, Sergeant. So I asked Freddie, that's Friendly Freddie, he's the feller that sold it to me, and he explained it to me that his supplier was overstocked, and he had to unload.
Overstocked? Pyle, when it comes to brains, you're understocked. In fact, you've got the lowest inventory on the entire base.
Huh?
Look, Pyle, use your head for a minute. A gold watch selling for $12.95 has either got to be a phony or else it's hot.
Hot? You don't mean that it's...
Yeah, Pyle. Swiped, stolen, filched. It happens every day. A guy goes into a washroom, takes off his watch, and the next thing you know, it's gone.
But, Sergeant, Freddie said he bought it from his supplier.
You mean his fence? Now, let's face it, Pyle. Right now in town, there's probably some poor guy walking around without his watch, and you got it. You bought a stolen watch.
Why, I never.
You did too, Pyle.
Well, I don't want it. Why, that's terrible. Stolen goods? Oh, why didn't I go to the PX and get my shower clogs? What am I going to do, Sergeant?
I don't care, but I'm going to do something. I've had it, Pyle. It's not just you, but every payday there's some petty crook waiting around in ambush for one of our guys, and I'm getting sick of it.
But what are we going to do, Sergeant?
First thing I'm going to do is get your money back, and then I'm going to make this Freddie character wish you'd never seen this base. Now, where is he?
Well, last time I saw him, Sergeant, he's out by the back fence. Oh, I feel awful about this, Sergeant, just awful.
All right, Pyle, you go back to the barracks and wait. I'll handle this crook.
Well, Sergeant, would you tell that Freddie something for me? Tell him after what he's done not to expect any word of my business from me.
Thought you could get away with it, didn't you? Coming around here fleecing my guys. Well, you've had it, Buster. You have had it.
What do you want, Sergeant? Just tell me what you want.
I'll tell you what I want. The money back for this watch.
The money? Well, why didn't you say so, Sergeant? I'd be glad to give you a refund.
Oh, don't hand me that stuff, you phony. You mean you're going to give me the money?
Of course. Here, and you tell your buddy I'm sorry he wasn't happy.
You mean you're giving me a refund?
Well, of course I'm giving you a refund, and I'll give you an explanation also, because you're entitled to it.
Yeah?
Yeah. You want to know about this watch, Sergeant? Well, right now it's in a window of Wilson's Jewelry Store, selling for $97.50, and that's on sale.
Oh, come on. What do you take me for, some kind of rube? I was raised in the city, mister, you know, with people and freeways.
All right, you were born in the city, but you still got a lot to learn about merchandising.
Okay, then you tell me, how do you sell a $100 gold watch for $12.95?
Simple. Low overhead.
Low overhead?
Well, sure. You go downtown to any of these high-class jewelry stores, and what do you see? Fancy fixtures, thick carpets, high-price salesmen. Do you see any of it around here? Huh? Do you see it?
No, but... Well, I still don't see how a gold watch can sell for $12.95. There's got to be a catch.
Of course there's a catch, and it's the markup.
The markup?
Have you any idea of the markup?
No.
Well, not many of us know. There's a 60 and 70% profit attached to these luxury items. Yeah, and when you buy by the carload...
The carload?
Of course, I'm a high-volume dealer. I make a tiny profit, but I go for the big turnover. Even taking this time to talk to you has cost me money, but it's worth it. I mean, how many times do I get to talk shop with a guy who understands the business?
Well, I was always pretty good in arithmetic.
Good. Well, let me really explain it to you. Now, when the manufacturer gets an item, see, any product, you know, particularly a watch.
How in the world could I fall for such a scheme, Duke? Imagine me being so foolish. It's not as if I was 2 years old. I'm a grown man, a Marine, a high school graduate.
Gomer, stop aggravating yourself. It was just one of those things. You got taken. Chalk it up to experience.
Well, one thing for sure, Sergeant Carter's not going to let him get away with it. No, sir. I'll bet you he puts that feller out of business and gets my money back.
I wouldn't count on it, Gomer. Right now, that Freddie character and your $13 are probably halfway across the border.
Well, I sure hope he enjoys that money and has himself a good time, because he's got his conscience to live with. Sergeant Carter, Did you find him? Did you find that friendly Freddy? Did you catch up with him, did you?
Yeah, pile, I found him.
I knew it. I knew it. See there, Duke, when Sergeant Carter starts to do something, he does it. Did you get my money back for me?
I did better than that, pile. I got your watch back.
Watch?
Yeah. And see that you take good care of that. A watch like that can last you a lifetime.
Sergeant, what about it being stolen? You know, hot, like you said?
Oh, there's nothing to worry about there. We had a little talk.
You did?
Yeah, and I made a little investment with Friendly Freddy myself. Just feast your eyes on that, huh?
Hey, a fur piece. How in the world could you afford a thing like that, Sergeant?
Simple, pile. Low overhead. This ain't just a fur piece, pile. This is a genuine silver-frosted ranch-grown fox.
Man, it sure looks great, Sarge.
Yeah. I just can't wait till Bunny sees this. It'll make up for her birthday present. She wasn't crazy about them bath salts.
It sure will. Must have cost you a fortune, Sergeant.
Take a guess. What do you think it cost?
Well, my sister's got one like that. Cost her about $200.
$49.95, and that includes a free cleaning.
$49.95 for that? Well, how in the world could they sell you a snazzy-looking fur like that for so little?
Well, obviously, pile, you don't understand the ins and outs of modern-day merchandising.
$49.95, Sergeant. Sounds impossible.
Look, pile, I'll explain it to you. When you buy a fur like this downtown, you pay for a lot of extras. But when you deal with a guy like Friendly Freddy, you forget all that. You cut out the middleman. It's like dealing directly with the fox.
Oh, my. I sure would like to see Miss Bunny's face when you give her that package. When you gonna give it to her, Sergeant? When?
Well, I thought I'd take her to the 5 o'clock club tonight and give it to her there.
Oh, I'd give anything to see her face light up.
Well, tonight at the 5 o'clock club. That's where you'll see it happen.
Gosh, Sergeant, if you don't mind, I'd like to be there just to see it. That's all. I won't interfere or nothing.
Be my guest. No.
Please.
No.
Oh, come on, Vince. Now tell me what's in the package. I can't stand the suspense.
I already told you, Bunny, I want it to be a surprise. The evening is still young.
Oh, surprises. If I guess it, will you tell me if I'm right?
Okay, but you'll never guess in a million years.
A shower curtain.
No,
Ironing board cover.
no.
Not another box of bath salts.
I told you wouldn't get it. So just be patient. The pizza will be here a minute. We'll drink a toast, and then we'll open it. Is that okay?
Okay, but I should have known better. With you, everything has to be done by the numbers.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, Miss Bunny.
Oh, hi, Gomer.
I wanted to get here sooner, but I missed the bus. Did you give her the fur yet?
You got the fur?
Why, you stupid nit, would you spoil the surprise?
Shazam, you mean you hadn't told her yet?
Oh, it's gorgeous. And it's real. A real fur. Oh, Vince.
I say it's a silver-frosted ranch-grown fox. Right, Sergeant?
Yeah, but do you have to blab everything?
Vince, you big lug. This is the nicest surprise I've ever had. Oh.
Sergeant, I knew you'd just love it, Miss Bunny. Boy, did he get a terrific bite.
Smile.
Vince, let's dance. I want everybody to see the new fur.
Enjoy yourselves. I'll mind the beer.
funny. I don't know what happened. I got...
It's a fake! Oh, Miss Carter!
I wish I'd have been there to see it. The fur was really flying. I go...
It wasn't funny, Duke. It wasn't funny at all.
Not funny. A fox fur molting in the middle of the dance floor is not funny? Come on, Gomer. Where's your sense of humor?
But it's a mess, Duke. Miss Bunny will probably never speak to him again. That's just gonna break his heart.
If I know Carter, what's breaking his heart right now is that $49.95 he blew on the fur.
If I could find that friendly Freddie, I'd get Sergeant Carter's money back for him.
Kiss it goodbye, Gomer. The best thing for you to do right now is forget about it.
It's just like my grandma used to say. When you try to get something for nothing, that's just what you end up with, something that's worth nothing.
Hello, men.
What's doing, Al?
Well, what do you think?
What do we think about what?
Well, this new watch of mine.
Shazam, where'd you get it?
Well, I happened to be passing the pool hall in town, and a fellow out front there sold it to me. Do you have any idea what I paid?
$12.95.
Amazing. How did you know?
I got one just like it.
Friendly Freddie Strikes Again. That his name?
Friendly Freddie? No, this fellow's name is Lucky Louie.
Louie? That's probably just his downtown name. Do you know where I can find him?
Well, I imagine he's still at the pool hall.
Maybe if I hurry, I can still catch him and get Sergeant Carter's money back.
Wait a minute. What's going on?
Congratulations, PFC Hummel. You've just been initiated to membership in the Patsy Club.
So there you are. I'm sorry to ruin your shot, Mr. Freddie, but there's something I got to talk to you about.
Well, well, if it isn't my old Marine buddy, PFC Lyle.
Hi, Gomer Pyle.
Of course, Gomer. Nice to see you again, son. How about a little game of rotation? I'm just learning the game myself.
I couldn't think about playing a game right now. You just don't know all the trouble you've caused.
Trouble, son? What kind of trouble?
Well, you know that fur that you sold Sergeant Carter? Well, all the fur blew out of it, and it's balder than that there cue ball.
It's what?
That's right. It happened right out there on the dance floor. It was awful, just awful.
You're kidding.
No, and you should see what happened to Sergeant Carter and Miss Bunny. They may never talk to each other again.
Oh, that darn furrier. How could he do this to me? You deal with somebody for 20 years, and he slips you a second.
You didn't know that fox fur wasn't any good?
You think I want to cut my throat? Spend 20 years building a clientele, and now this? What can I do? What can I do to help? Tell me.
Well, you could start off by giving Sergeant Carter his money back.
His money back?
Yeah. That way there wouldn't be any trouble, because he was fixing to go to the police.
Oh, come on now, there's no need for that. Well, let's see now, it was $49.95, wasn't it? Here you go, Pyle. 10, 20, 30. Well, here, take this 50 and keep the change.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Friendly Freddie, and thank you for Sergeant Carter.
Well, that's okay. You tell the sergeant to use the money and maybe take his girl to some fancy restaurant to square things with her.
Well, I will, and thank you very much. It's a pleasure doing business with you.
Okay, and you tell Sergeant Carter that I'm sorry about this whole thing, and I'm going to go straight to that furrier and tell him a couple of things.
Oh, well.
No, it's humiliating. I mean, humiliating.
Excuse me.
Huh?
Well, this transistor radio you sold me, it doesn't seem to be working.
So long, Pyle. So long. What'd you do, kid? Open the back? You mustn't open the back.
I can't believe it. You mean he actually gave you the dough without a fight?
That's right, Sergeant, and he was just as nice as he could be about it. I guess this teaches us a lesson. Before condemning a person, you ought to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, maybe so, but after what happened with that fur, I thought he was a swindler for sure. Just goes to show, you can't judge a crook by his cover.
A crook by his cover. That's a good one, Sergeant. I'll have to remember that and tell it to Dee.
You know something? I think I'll take that Freddie's advice and use this dough to buy Bunny a fancy dinner.
Hey, that's a good idea, Sergeant. You could take her to that pancake place on the highway, Buckwheat Bill's. She'd just love that. They got 27 different kinds of syrup.
Syrup? Pancakes? What's the matter with you, Pyle? This calls for something classy. Like that fancy French restaurant, Le Petit Chateau. A little candlelight, wine. It'll cost a bundle, but I'll shoot the works.
Oh, what a wonderful reunion. I'd give anything to be there. I just love happy endings.
Well, look, Pyle, since you're kind of responsible for getting my dough back, why don't you come around tomorrow night at the restaurant?
Oh, no, Sergeant. This night is just for you and Miss Bunny. I'd enjoy having dinner with you, but
Who said anything about dinner? Come around later for coffee.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And to think you didn't even want to talk to me when I called. I must have been in that phone booth for an hour.
Well, you can't exactly blame me, Vince, after what happened.
Oh, honey, let's not bring that up. Miss. I'll take a handful of these. And here. This is for you, bud. Just put it on my check.
Thank you. Vince, that's beautiful. Oh.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, hi, Gomer.
Pyle, it's you. Grab a chair. Bunny and me was just having a little after-dinner talk.
I saw what you was doing, Sergeant. Didn't have nothing to do with talking. Oh, it's a sight for sore eyes to see you two lovebirds fiddling and cooing.
Well, it's been a perfect evening, hasn't it, honey?
Oh, it's been an evening I'll never forget, Vince.
Yeah. Look, it's getting a little late, and Bunny has to get home. Garson, the check.
Young. The check, monsieur.
Ah, a $50 bill. It's the smallest thing I have.
Of course, monsieur.
Well, Bunny, shall we have a last one for the road?
Why not?
Who should we drink to? How about Pyle?
No, not me, Sergeant. I know. Why don't you drink to the man that made this evening possible, Friendly Freddy?
I'll drink to that.
I will, too. To Friendly Freddy. And to you, Vince, for showing me the nicest evening a girl ever had.
Counterfeit! It's no use, Pyle. She's just not gonna answer.
Well, don't aggravate yourself, Sergeant. Maybe she's just taking a shower.
That's a long shower. I've been dialing since last night. Boy, I've never seen Bunny this steam before.
Things could have been worse. If that restaurant manager hadn't let you go, you could have gone to jail for passing off counterfeit money. That's federal offense.
What do you mean, let me go? I had to sign a sworn statement I'd pay that tab next payday.
We sure been having a run of bad luck, hadn't we, Sergeant?
Yeah, a lot you got to complain about. I got stuck with a bum fur, a phony bill, and my girl won't even speak to me. At least you got that watch.
What watch?
The watch you're wearing.
Oh, that's not a watch. That's just the green band that the watch left before it stopped running and I throwed it away.
You mean that watch is no good either?
Of course not, Sergeant. It's like you said. You can't expect to get a gold watch for $12.95.
Pyle, do me a favor, will you? Just shut up.
Excuse me.
Well, Mistress Mary, how did your garden grow today?
Hey, Sergeant Carter, Corporal Ball. Well, the garden's coming along just fine. See those little leaves there? Radishes. And do you know what? In about 3 weeks, they'll be on our mess hall table, ready to eat. Think of that. Little leaves, and one day real soon, there'll be a little red crunchy feller.
Wonderful. Pyle, you're a Marine right now, not a farmer. What should you be doing right this minute instead of standing around here waiting for a radish to be born?
Well, nothing, Sergeant. I finished all my chores back at the barracks.
Yeah?
Absolutely. You remember that's the reason I got permission to have this here garden in the first place. Long as I wouldn't let it interfere with my Marine work. And I hadn't let it interfere with my Marine work. You can be sure of that.
You better not, Pyle. Let's go, boy.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, look here at my collards. They're already up out of the ground. Did you ever taste collards? Some people call them tree cabbage. They're the best vegetable you ever tasted, especially if you cook them with a little ham hock.
How about that? Come on.
Hey, Sergeant, look over here at my watermelons. Some of them are as big as my fist in less than 2 weeks. That's 'cause I raised them up on the mound and treated them with some special fertilizer. McAvoy super nitrate's the best. Grandpa Pyle says it gets to the roots faster than anything else will.
Well, what do you know? It gets right to them, huh?
That's right. McAvoy super nitrate. It's sold in all the better feed stores.
Yeah? And what have they got to put over yourself so I can get to you?
Huh?
Pyle, permission or no permission, you get back to the barracks, like right now. We got an inspection in 10 minutes. Move it, move it!
Right, Sergeant.
Radishes, watermelons, brother.
Well, why does it bug you?
It just does. A garden on a Marine base, did you ever hear of that? What kind of job is that for a Marine, huh?
Well, he says it's not interfering with his duties.
You want to bet? Besides, I've seen some of Pyle's garden work, and I don't like it.
Huh? What garden work?
That pumpkin he's got for a head, I don't like it. Not bad, Matthews, not bad. Watch them corners. Okay, Farmer Brown, let's see how well prepared you are. All right, Pyle, what is this? Some kind of joke? What's that stuff you got in there?
Summer squash and chard. The chard's the one with the little curly legs.
Get it out, Pyle, get it out.
Well, I can't, Sergeant.
You can't? Did I hear you right? You can't?
On account of their heat loving.
Their what?
That's right. They need warmth and shelter just like they was a little baby. Else they'll die. Just one night of frost will do it. Honest, Sergeant, they'll die.
Really? Well, we all have to go sometime.
Please don't ask me to take them out, Sergeant.
Pyle.
You wouldn't want that on your conscience, would you, if they died?
Don't worry about it, Pyle. I'll see that your squash gets a decent burial.
Summer squash, there's a difference. You see, you can tell the difference by the leaves.
Knock it off. Just get it out of here.
Well, yes, Sergeant. And I'm sorry, I don't mean for my garden to upset you like it seems to.
I suppose you got a horse and plow in here. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? All right, Pyle, that does it. If you're gonna act like a knucklehead, then I'm gonna treat you like a knucklehead. No, check that, like two knuckleheads. First, get that junk out of your footlocker, but fast.
But, Sergeant...
Out!
Hut!
As you were.
Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, Sergeant. Where are you taking those?
Well, out, sir.
Out? Where?
Just out, sir, anywhere.
Don't do that.
Sir?
That's summer squash and chard in there, isn't it?
That's what it is, all right, sir.
Well, you set summer squash out on the kind of nights we've been having, and they wouldn't stand a chance.
Sir?
Well, they'd die, every one of them.
That's what I told the sergeant. Those were my exact words, wasn't it, Sergeant?
How's your garden coming along?
Well, the watermelons and the radishes are doing real fine. I think it's that fertilizer I'm using. McAvoy Super Nitrate. Oh, it's a marvel.
Good. By the way, Pyle, this is Captain Shamley, our base public information officer.
Sir?
Pyle? He heard about your garden and wanted to take a look at it so he can send a photographer down from the local paper. You know, tough Marine cultivates garden in spare time. Captain Shamley thought it might make a good human interest story.
Well, yes, sir. I'd be glad to. It's right out here in the back, right this way. My local newspaper.
Might even get you a national release on it. You never know. Carry on.
Well, what do you say to that?
I say don't put your summer squash out and always use McAvoy Super Nitrate.
Where's Pyle? Gardening?
Right.
A farmer I got on my hands. Can you believe it? Not a Marine, a farmer.
Vince, it's with the Colonel's blessings. Relax. The Colonel's a gardener himself.
Yeah, but Pyle? Pyle of all people? Pyle?
What do you think? You think he'll really grow anything?
Sure he will. I can just see what a meathead like Pyle will grow. Like a circular carrot. Or maybe a potato with no eyes, just noses.
You can't tell. He sounds like he knows what he's doing.
Sure. Just wait.
You mean you think nothing will come up the way he expects it to, huh?
I'll bet on it. You give Pyle a watermelon seed, and I'll lay you 10 to 1. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute.
Huh?
What you just said about nothing coming up the way Pyle expected it to just gave me a brainstorm.
What do you mean?
Sure. It's a natural. Hey, how would you like to play a trick on Pyle, huh?
Like what, for instance?
You'll see. All you gotta do is go down to the market and get the biggest watermelon you can find. One with a stem.
Stem?
Right. And last but not least, get a big bottle of vodka and bring it back.
Vodka? I think I can understand the watermelon, but what's the vodka for?
Here, get it. You'll see. There we go. Just like the good old days. It's called plugging a watermelon.
So that's how it's done.
The cheapest party a guy could throw. 2 bits for the melon, a couple of bucks for the booze. Presto. Instant refreshments. Tastes wild, just wild.
I've heard of a Bloody Mary, I've heard of a screwdriver. But vodka and watermelon? What do they call that?
Huh? It's the all-purpose drink.
What?
You can eat it, drink it, wash your face in it, and get smashed all at the same time.
That's beautiful, Vince, beautiful.
Yeah. Now, see how the plug fits back nice and neat? You can't even tell where it's been cut out.
Hey, you're right, I can't.
Now, we just set this bomb in Pyle's watermelon patch and wait.
Listen, Vince, I think it's a funny gag, all right, but I'm not sure I get the point. What are you going to accomplish with it?
What am I going to accomplish? I'm going to accomplish the end of Pyle's gardening, that's what.
Yeah?
Yeah. He just gets a taste of a watermelon that he grew. He wakes up drunk. Pyle's never been drunk before. He wonders what hit him. And I tell him he's been poisoned. I point out that's the risk you run when you grow anything in this here soil around here. Presto, end of gardening.
Well, aren't you going to a lot of trouble? Why don't you just make him give up the garden?
Why? He's liable to complain to the colonel. Believe me, I'm doing this for his own good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Come on. It's time to take baby home to roost.
Golly. Sergeant Carter! Sergeant Carter!
Here he comes. Right on schedule. Come on, look busy. Like you don't know from nothing.
Wait till you see, Sergeant, wait till you see.
Huh? What's up? Wait till I see what?
Just look at that.
Where did you get that? From the mess hall?
No, I found it out in my garden this morning. It was growing.
You're kidding.
No, I found it in my melon patch just now.
That thing grew in your garden? Boy, look at that.
Oh, boy, Pa, you really must have a green thumb.
A green thumb, a green arm all the way up to the shoulder.
It's just one thing I can't figure out is how it grew so fast. All the other melons out there on the vine are just about that big.
And practically overnight, too.
It don't make no sense at all.
Wait a minute. I know what it is.
You do?
Sure. That Macintosh stuff.
Huh?
You know, that super-duper fertilizer you've been using.
McAvoy Super Nitrite?
That's it. I'll bet you instead of spreading out, it concentrated all in one place so that only one melon got all the vitamins.
Gosh, Sergeant, I don't know.
Sounds logical to me.
Of course it's logical. Let's face it, Pyle. Nobody is perfect when it comes to spreading fertilizer. Not even a natural-born farmer like yourself is perfect every time out, right?
No, sir, I guess not.
And this melon here proves it.
So there you are. The only thing that really matters is that you've grown yourself a prize-winning watermelon. How about that?
Well, thank you, Sergeant. And that's just the way I want it to be. I want you to be the first to know about anything I do, good or bad.
Good. Yes, sir, Pyle. It looks like you're going to have yourself some mighty fine watermelon eating there. So take it and enjoy yourself.
Sergeant, I want you to have the watermelon.
Huh?
On account it's the only way I can show my appreciation for you being so cooperative and letting me have the garden in the first place.
Oh, no, Pyle. I couldn't do that. This is your melon. You grew it. It wouldn't be right for me to even take one bite of it. And that goes for Boyle, too. And the entire platoon, in fact. So you take it.
But, Sergeant...
The satisfaction is all yours, Pyle. Every bit of it. Or should I say, every bite of it.
But I'd feel a whole lot better if you had it.
No, Pyle, I wouldn't think of it.
Well, please take it.
No.
Please.
Pyle, I want you to take this watermelon and eat every bite of it yourself. And that's an order. I mean, well, it's nice of you to offer, but, well, right is right. Here, take it and eat it in good health, Pyle. Cheers. I mean, enjoy it.
All right, Sergeant. And thank you. I only hope that someday I can be just half as thoughtful towards you as you are towards me.
Yeah, well, the next melon pile. Maybe the next one, okay?
I consider that a promise, Sergeant. Bye.
Bye.
Boy, he almost stuck you with your own gag.
Yeah. You know, I kind of hate to do it. But like I said, it's for his own good. He's not that hot a Marine that he can afford to start taking up hobbies.
Say, how much time do you give it?
Well, he's curious. I'd say it's a matter of minutes before he starts eating himself into a hangover.
Sergeant Carter, I've been looking all over for you.
Pyle! Are you all right, Pyle?
I'm fine, just fine.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir, I never felt better. Why did I look bad?
Huh? Oh, well, no. It's just I thought after eating all that prize watermelon, well, you know what they say, the eyes are bigger than the stomach.
Well, that's what I wanted to tell you, Sergeant. I didn't eat it.
You didn't?
No, sir. After I left you, I got to thinking about what you said. Remember, you said right is right.
Yeah, so?
So, I got to thinking about who above all else deserved that watermelon more than anybody, even me.
Who, Pyle, who?
The one man without who I wouldn't even have a garden at all.
You didn't?
Yes, I did. I gave it to the colonel. I couldn't think of any better way to show my appreciation. What do you think, Sergeant?
Talk about a joke backfiring. What are you going to do?
All I know is I got to get that watermelon back from the colonel and fast.
And what do you think will happen when he gets a taste out of it?
I don't even want to think about it. Can't you guess? You know the colonel. He's death on any kind of drinking.
Yeah, and a watermelon pump full of vodka is a lot of drinking.
You want to see me, Sergeant?
Oh, yeah. Come on in, Pyle.
Hey, Corporal Boyle.
You know, Pyle, Corporal Boyle and I were just thinking.
About what?
The mistake you made giving that watermelon to the colonel.
Mistake? But that wasn't a mistake. I wanted him to have it.
I know. Nobody's knocking your motives, just your brains.
Huh?
Pyle, how could you give it to him without tasting it first? You don't even know what's inside. Suppose it's rotten. Or yellow and black inside and tastes like shoe polish. What then?
Well, it looked like a perfectly good melon from the outside.
Pyle, you don't judge a book by its cover. You don't judge a watermelon by its rind. Remember, it was awful big, and it grew awful fast. I'd worry about that.
You would?
Sure would. Might even be poisonous.
Poisonous?
Yeah, poisonous. I just hope it ain't too late to get it back.
Back?
Well, naturally. Unless, of course, you want to run the risk of having the colonel close down your garden for keeps right after he's had his stomach pumped.
All right. I'd better get that watermelon back right away.
Yeah. And the first place we better look is the officer's mess. It's probably sitting in the icebox there right now.
But, Sergeant, are you going with me?
Well, sure, Pyle. I don't want you to get in a jam with the colonel.
Well, that sure is thoughtful of you, Sergeant.
Yeah. All I gotta do is find a melon with a plug in it. It'll be a cinch.
Yeah, well, you better get it out of here.
Huh?
I mean, I don't want to serve the brass around here any spiked watermelons, or it'll be my head in a sling. Okay, come on over here. Okay, help yourself. Just stay out of sight, huh? I got an inspection due today.
God. Ain't that a coincidence? They must be planning on serving watermelon for dessert for the men as well tonight. What are you doing, Sergeant?
Huh? Oh, I'm looking for your watermelon. What do you think I'm doing?
Well, they all look alike.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess you're right. I can't tell anything by feeling them. Oh, I know one. I'll taste them. And that way, if they all taste all right, then there's no problem.
Oh, good. I'll be glad to help. I just love it.
No, Pyle. Remember what I said about it being poison? Well, I can spot poison faster than you can. So if you just wait outside and see that nobody interrupts me, everything will be okay, okay?
But, Sergeant,
Pyle, there are taste buds and there are taste buds. Now, mine happen to be razor sharp. That's why I can't stand sea rations and you can. Now, if you'll just do as I say, we'll be in great shape, okay?
Well, yes, sir. I'll be outside if you want me. How you doing, Sergeant? Did you find my watermelon yet?
No, I didn't. And I'm not going to either. Because it's not in there.
Well, how do you know?
Huh? I just know.
Well, did you find a particular one that tasted bad?
Huh? No, they're all fine.
Well, then everything's all right.
Well,
you miserable freak! Huh? You cut open every one of those melons, didn't you? If I get my hands
Where do you suppose that melon could be, Sergeant?
I don't know. I'm sure it's not in the officer's mess. Are you sure he just didn't leave it sitting there in its office? Now think.
Well, I don't know, Sergeant. I left right after I gave it to him, and all he said was thanks and how he better get it on ice right away.
Well, he didn't get it on ice. No.
What, Sergeant?
Someplace else he could put it on ice.
Huh?
His home. His own home.
You really sure my melon's gonna turn out to be bad, huh?
No. This is just insurance. In case yours turns out to be rotten, we'll put this one in its place. Smart?
Really is.
Now the whole trick is switching the melons. You better wait out here.
Oh, yes, Sergeant. What is it?
Watermelon for Colonel Gray.
Watermelon? Another one? One's already been delivered.
Yeah? The Colonel sent this over himself?
That's right.
Were you, gonna serve it?
That's right. Mrs. Gray's having a lunch, and I was about to serve it for dessert.
Oh, well, then I'm just in time. You see, there's been a mix-up.
Mix-up?
Yes, ma'am, that's right. That one's store-bought. This is the one that was grown right here on the base by one of the Colonel's own men. You see, it seems there was a mix-up right after it was picked.
Well, all right.
Yes, ma'am. You should have seen how proud the Colonel was when he saw.
Sergeant, aren't you leaving one of those?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I just wasn't thinking.
You did it, Sergeant. You got the watermelon back.
I think so, pal. I think so. With a little luck.
Looks perfectly all right to me. Wouldn't it be funny if it turned out to be sweet and red and juicy as any other? What's wrong, Sergeant?
No. I picked the wrong one. The wrong one.
Well, I don't understand, Sergeant. Didn't you go in there and...
You would, pal. You would. You would have to stick your big fat head in the window.
I'm sorry, Sergeant. I did.
Shh. You.
Company B, Corporal Boss speaking. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. It's the Colonel. He wants to see Pyle in his office right away.
He does, huh?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Well, go tell Pyle the Colonel wants to see him in his office right away.
Just like that. You got nothing to do with it. Just throw Pyle to the wolves, huh?
Look, Boyle, don't give me that stuff. You went on the gag, too. Thought it was pretty good, as I recall.
All right, but the gag didn't work out the way you wanted.
So?
So, you gonna let him face the Colonel alone? What is he gonna say?
I'll say it again. I was doing it for his own good. It was just a way of getting him out of gardening and back to being a Marine. Look, if it had worked out the way I wanted it to, I'd... All right. I'll go see the Colonel, too. Maybe I can weasel word my way out of it. My combat record and all. Gunnery Sergeant Carter and Private First Class Pyle reporting as ordered, sir.
At ease, men. I don't recall asking you to come in, Sergeant.
I know, sir, but I can explain everything.
Don't listen to him, sir. It's all on me. I'm the one to blame. Sergeant Carter didn't have nothing to do with it.
Blame? For what? What are you talking about?
For the way that my melon tasted.
Sir.
But the watermelon tasted fine. In fact, according to my wife, sensational.
Sir?
That's what I called Pyle in to tell him.
Did you hear that, Sergeant? They liked my watermelon after all.
Liked it. They loved it. Mrs. Gray said it was the hit of the bridge luncheon.
It wasn't. Do tell.
It was the first time in 7 years that a bridge luncheon ended with the girls singing.
That bad?
Yes. I heard that when Major Brady came to pick up his wife, she actually danced out to the car.
Did you hear that, Sergeant? Did you hear that? I grew as good a watermelon as anybody. Even better. How about that?
How about that? Pyle?
Yes, Sergeant. I know. Inspection in 15 minutes. I'm all prepared.
Okay. Just as long as you know, Pyle. Morning, sir.
Morning. How's our prize garden doing?
Oh, fine, sir. Just fine.
Any more watermelons?
No, sir, but my cucumbers is doing real good, see?
Oh, yes.
Notice, sir, the way Private Pyle has laid a mulch blanket around the main stems. Cuts down on his weeding time.
Really? Peat moss?
No, sir, it was...
Leaf mold. Plain, ordinary leaf mold. Right, Pyle? Best thing in the world for nutrients. In this here sandy soil, it's the only way to fly.
You mean it doesn't choke off the feeder roots?
No, sir.
As long as you have enough irrigation.
Sergeant's right. Absolutely right, sir.
Really, Sergeant, I didn't peg you for the type to take an interest in this sort of thing.
Oh, yes, sir. Like the colonel once said to Private Pyle here, every man should have a hobby. And well, with a garden like this right in front of my nose, I figured, what the devil? I mean, what could be more exciting than bringing something like an artichoke into the world? Now, you take these here perennial green gloves. Excuse me, Pyle.
I'm still cutting, y'all. I got an idea. Joey, why don't you and Lester get down there in the front on your knees, and that way everybody else can squeeze in real tight. That's a lot better. You know what would be nice? If all of you put your arms around each other like Marine buddies, you know, gung-ho. Hey, that's it. Now I got everybody. Everybody ready? Say cheese. I got it.
Just a moment, Pyle. That picture isn't going to come out. You forgot the flash attachment.
Oh, it wouldn't come out anyways. I don't have any film in the camera.
We went through all that for nothing.
Well, I just bought this brand new $6 camera, and I was just trying it out to get used to all the features.
You certainly are a busy little bee, Pyle. Checking out your camera, buying guidebooks. Do you think you'll have much time for sightseeing in Washington?
Well, I sure hope so. However, that Navy relief show is real important, and I imagine I'll be rehearsing most of the time. I never have sung in front of that many people before.
As soon as we get to Washington, I'll lose him.
How can you lose him? Your assignment calls for you to get him to Washington and to stay with him for 3 weeks right up to that Navy show.
All right, I'll take care of him part of the time. But there's somebody else that needs taking care of in Washington.
Who's that?
Rose Pilchick.
Rose Pilchick? Who's that?
36, 24, 36. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, but you still didn't tell me. Who is she?
She was Miss Armored Division of 1961, and she was still growing.
Well, I get the picture.
She's a waitress now. She dropped out of nurse's school.
Well, how'd you get to meet her?
Well, when I was stationed back there a few years ago, she was going with a sergeant in chemical warfare. And I came along, I was like a breath of fresh air.
Well, how are you going to be able to get away from Pyle? After all, you're going to be rooming together.
Rooming together? Boyle, I am an NCO. He is a private. That means separate quarters. Once we get to town, he'll be out of my way and I'll be on my own.
See? You didn't want to go. You thought you'd be stuck with Pyle for 3 weeks.
Well, that's the way I operate. I turn every defeat into a victory. That's my horoscope. I'm Scorpio. I always land on my feet. Or should I say my claws?
Excuse me, Sergeant. Have you got a minute before you close up your sea bag?
Sure, Pyle. What is it?
Well, I was just wondering which guidebooks you're taking along.
Huh?
Well, if you take the one for Washington, then I'll take the one for Virginia. And that way we don't have to worry about using up good baggage space for two of the same thing.
Yeah. Well, you take whichever one you like, and I'll borrow from you. Okay?
Excuse me, Sergeant. The Jeep is here for the airport.
All right, Pyle. Let's go.
I'll get your gear, Sarge.
Do you know where I think we ought to go to first? Mount Vernon. I've seen all the pictures. Hey, Gomer, I brought your bag.
Hey, go.
Well, so long, Sarge. Have a ball. Give my best to Rose Poopchick.
Pilchick. All right, you guys, watch your feet. Come on, let's go.
Bye. Bye, Pyle. And don't forget to say hey to the president for us.
Ain't that something, Sergeant? There is more marble per square mile here than any other city in the world except Rome, and twice as much as Paris and Seattle together.
Yeah, fascinating. Sergeant Vincent Carter checking in. I was told that Marine Corps billeting requisitioned a room for me.
Oh, yes, Sergeant, if you'll just sign here, please. That will be room 816.
Golly, Sergeant. Do you know how many cross ties there are in that underground railway between the Senate and Congressional building? There are 3,200.
Yes, sir. And what can I do for you?
Private first class Gomer Pyle, sir. I wonder where Sergeant Carter went.
Here you are, sir. Here's your air conditioning control, your bathroom. Over here's your closet. And we hope you enjoy your stay in Washington.
Nice, very nice. Here you are, son.
Oh, boy.
Hey, what's all that? I already got all my gear.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Pyle.
Ain't that something, Sergeant? Looks like we're going to be sharing the same room.
Huh?
That's what the clerk downstairs said, room 816.
Reservations.
Actually, it's just as well. That way we don't have to run from room to room when we make out our sightseeing schedule.
Hello. This is Sergeant Carter in room 816. I think there's been a little mistake. You sent a private first-class Pyle to my room. This is Sergeant Vincent Carter. And the man you sent to my room was private first-class Pyle. And I assumed... I understand. Okay, Pyle, but I get the bunk nearest the window.
I don't blame you, Sergeant, seeing what a fine view you got from over there. Sergeant, if you look way over to the left here, you can just see the dome of the Capitol.
Good.
Can you believe it, Sergeant? That is the capital of our entire nation under that dome. 555 rooms to be exact. I wonder what's going on right this minute in them 555 rooms.
Look, Pyle, we can talk later after you take a nice, long, hot shower. I mean, now that we're going to be roomies, we got to work out a shower arrangement, right? So why don't you start scrubbing up first?
I will just as fast as I can, Sergeant.
Take your time, Pyle. Take your time. Hello. Would you give me National 83097? Thanks for the cab ride, Pyle. I'm sorry I can't go along with your sightseeing, but you know how it is, old friend of the family and all that. Maybe next time.
I sure hope so, Sergeant. It'd be a shame if you missed all them sights.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Pyle. You can keep me posted, okay? Whenever you see something that really grabs you, you can fill me in on it just in case I don't make it. How's that sound?
Fine, Sergeant, I'll do that. That's just what I'll do.
Right, Pyle. You just go along and have fun. Fun.
Started in the year 1883, the Washington Monument was finally completed after many delays in the year 1885. Yes, a question?
Excuse me, sir, but if I ain't mistaken, the building part was actually completed on December 6, 1884. Ain't that right?
Yes, that's quite right. But although completed in late 1884, it was formally dedicated in February of 1885, but not open to the public until 3 years later in the year 1888.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Thank you. Now, if I may continue, the monument is actually a giant obelisk, rising to the spectacular height of 555 feet.
And 5 1/8 inches, that is, if you want to be exact.
If you want to be, yeah.
I gotta tell you, Rosie, you ain't changed a bit. Not a bit. Except for maybe going back to brunette.
Yeah? Well, I found out brunettes have as much fun as anybody.
Yeah, don't we know, huh?
Uh-oh, the manager. I better get back to work. You want another beer or something, honey?
No, I'll wait till you get off duty.
Excuse me, are you Sergeant Carter?
Yeah?
Well, you want it on the phone. You can take it at the bar.
I wonder who that can be. Sergeant Carter here.
Hey, Sergeant, it's me, Gomer.
Pyle?
It's a good thing I remembered the name of the place I dropped you off at so I could reach you. I'm fitting you in just like you told me to. Sergeant, it has been thrilling. Really thrilling.
And now look, Pyle.
Are you sure you can't break away? The tour's getting more exciting by the minute. One of our stops is going to be the Department of Agriculture, and they've promised everybody seeds.
No, Pyle, as much as I'd like to. I gotta get off. I got 6 people breathing down my neck waiting to get on the phone.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sergeant. I didn't realize. But no reason I can't fill you in later since you ain't going to be able to get away.
Right, Pyle. You do that little thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles A. Lindbergh's famous Spirit of St. Louis. This is the actual plane in which Mr. Lindbergh made the first transatlantic flight on May 20th, 1927.
Actually, it's a 2-day flight. He took off from Roosevelt Field on May 20th and landed 34 hours later right outside Paris, France.
I was just getting to that.
One man in that little bitty plane, and he flew over 3,000 miles over the ocean all by himself. And he didn't have no comfortable reclining chairs or no piping hot food or anything like that. Fact is, he practically had a set on one of his gas tanks. It was so crowded in that little bitty cockpit. But Lindy, that's what everybody called him later on in affection. He had to be one of the bravest men that ever lived to try such an amazing feat as that.
You know, I thought about you a lot, Rose. Every time they play the beer barrel polka, I think of you.
Do you?
Excuse me, Sergeant. You're wanted on the phone again.
This better not be who I think it's gonna be. Hello?
Hey, Sergeant, I'm calling you back later like you said.
I said that?
That's right, Sergeant. And since the line wasn't busy, I knew nobody was waiting to use the phone, and I could fill you in on the Smithsonian Institution.
Hey, now look, Pyle.
Sergeant, you are missing so much. That's why I was thinking that maybe you could bring your old friend of the family along and meet me outside the White House. That's where I'm going next, the White House.
Pyle, I can't. I'm all tied up.
Well, okay, Sergeant. I just hope the president stops and shakes hands with people like he's always doing. That way I can say hey to him like all the fellers wanted me to back at the base. Do you want me to say hey for you, too?
Yeah, Pyle. You do that.
Who was it?
A wrong number. A wrong number since the day he was born.
Famous of all the rooms on the first floor of the White House. The Red Room is often used for after-dinner receptions. And you'll notice on the mantel shelf the 17th century French musical clock, presented by President Vincent Auriol of France in 1952. Now, if you'll just step this way, please.
Excuse me, but ain't you gonna tell him about that chair over there by the bookcase?
This one?
Uh-huh. I was talking to the balloon salesman outside when we was waiting in line, and he was telling me all about it. It seems that way back in 1903, Teddy Roosevelt's little nephew stuck some chewing gum up under it, and none of the cleaning people have ever noticed it, not even to this day.
Yes, well, needless to say, you'll hear many stories of that nature, but I assure you, they're only hearsay. Now, if you'll just step this way, please, we'll move on to the renowned East Room. For the East Room, if you'll move right this way, please.
East room, measuring 80 by 40 feet, is used mostly for public receptions. Must be it. It's him. Sir, I know I shouldn't have walked in here like this.
For heaven's sakes, how did you get in here?
Well, you see, ma'am, I accidentally got separated from my tour, but by that time it was too late because I had my map turned upside down and I didn't know where I was. You see, what I thought was the east wing here was actually the west wing upside down. So you see... Ma'am? Ma'am? Yes, I must have interrupted her polishing. The president's office. Shazam! I gotta tell Sergeant Carter. I gotta tell him right this minute.
Hello? Sergeant Carter? Well, yes, he is. It's for you, Vince. Some guy.
For the love of... Hello?
Sergeant Carter? Guess where I am? Guess where I am?
Pyle. Pyle, how did you get this number?
From the manager at the cafe. I told him how important it was, and so he told me to try this number.
Important?
Are you ready? Are you sitting down?
Now look, Pyle.
I am standing right in the middle of the office of the President of the United States. The President of the United States. I can't get over it. But it was so easy. I just opened the door and there it was. I would take some pictures, but they took my camera away from me. Would you like me to make a drawing? Golly, I didn't do nothing wrong, did I?
That's just what we want to find out, and fast.
Well, if you're worried about how I got into the president's office, it was just an accident. It's like I told that cleaning lady right after I interrupted her polishing.
All right. Now, let's take it back and start from the beginning, shall we? Like, who are you?
Well, first of all, my name is Pyle. Private First Class Gomer Pyle. And if you don't believe me, you can call the fella I was talking to on the phone upstairs. He's on orders with me, and he knows all about me.
Hey, you know, it's funny how nothing changes over the years. You knucklehead, you featherbrain! I told you not to call me here. I gave you orders, now I'm going to give you another order. Drop dead! How was I supposed to know it was the Secret Service?
Vince, what happened? Where are they taking you?
I don't know, I swear, honey, I don't know.
Now, where did you go after the Washington Monument?
The Smithsonian Institution.
That's right, I can vouch for that, sir.
Have you ever been to the Smithsonian Institution, Mr. Parker?
Not lately.
Well, you owe it to yourself to get over there. Why, they've got the plane that Charles A. Lindbergh flew over the Atlantic in.
Very interesting. Now, roughly, what time was that?
Well, I think May 20th, 1927.
Why don't you listen to the man, Pyle? That ain't what he meant.
Here you are, Herb. Just got positive identity. Sergeant Carter and PFC Pyle are both on temporary assignment to headquarters as indicated. Fingerprints, dog tags, and photo ID all check out. Immediate release approved.
Well, I guess it does it then.
You mean it's all over now? We can go?
That's right. Just watch the kind of doors you open from now on.
Well, I'm sorry if we caused you any inconvenience. But you know, in a situation like this, we can't take any chances.
Oh, sure. We all got our jobs to do.
Actually, it was no inconvenience. It was real nice talking to you. I don't think I ever met a Secret Service man before.
All right, let's go.
Right, Sergeant. And don't forget to go over to the Smithsonian Institution. You hear? Ain't that always the way, though? If you live in a city for years and years, you never do get to see your own sights.
Come on.
Sorry, Sergeant.
You know what you got, Pyle? Raw nerve. Thinking anyone can just walk in the White House and say hello to the president just like that.
You're right, Sergeant.
And then to drag me into it out of a clear blue sky that really was too much.
I know, Sergeant, and I'm sorry.
Pyle, when are you gonna learn? When are you gonna learn? You don't need a sergeant to come to Washington with you. You need a platoon, a whole battalion, just to follow you around every minute of the day and see that you don't foul up. Because everything that you do, Pyle, every single thing that you do, always ends up in... Pyle, watch out!
Are you all right?
Oh, I think so. Just a little scared's all, maybe a few dirt marks here and there. It never touched me.
Well, you sure now?
Oh, I'm fine. Really, I am.
Well, okay, if you say so. He says he's all right, sir.
Go on. Hey, Mr. President. I saw him, Sergeant. I actually saw him, and I said, hey, Mr. President, just like the fellers wanted me to. Ain't that something, Sergeant? I said, hey, to the president.
I thought we'd have dinner here in the hotel, in the embassy room. It's cozy, it's intimate, it's dark, and best of all, there won't be any phone calls to bug us.
Oh, it sounds swell, Ben.
Sergeant Carter, Sergeant Carter.
Don't look back, run.
Sergeant Carter, wait a minute. Am I glad I found you?
Yeah, well, we were just on our way to dinner, Pyle.
But, Sergeant, I have just had the most frustrating experience. I called the fellers back at Camp Henderson to tell them I said hey to the president for them, and they didn't believe me.
Yeah, that's frustration, all right. See you, Pyle.
Wait a minute. You saw the president? Is that what you just said? And you talked to him?
I was as close to him as I am to you.
No kidding. Did you hear that, Vince? He talked to the president. So what did he sound like anyway? Come on in and have dinner with us and tell us all about it.
Well, I still can't get over it myself. It all happened on account of a freak accident. You see, I was standing there.
You know, Gomer, I still just can't get that picture out of my mind. It was one of the most haunting love stories I think I ever saw.
It sure was. Boy, that Sandra D can really bring tears to your eyes.
I want to thank you again.
For what?
Well, for taking me to see it. I know that actually you prefer monster pictures and you were just going along to make me happy.
Oh, no, Luann. Fact is, a lot of the monster pictures have romance in them. You take King Kong. That had a lot of love in it.
It did?
Yeah, don't you remember when King Kong was terrorizing all of New York City? He had this real tender feeling for Fay Ray. Why, when he'd hold her up in his hand, you could just see the gentle look in his eye.
That's right. She was the only one that he liked.
It was ill-fated, though. I mean, a 100-foot gorilla and a 5-foot girl. It never would have worked out. Oh, looks like he got something here.
My goodness, it's a telegram. Oh, Gomer, the most wonderful news.
What is it?
Well, it's from my daddy. He's coming to visit me. Why, he'll be here tomorrow.
Well, that is a nice surprise, Luann.
It's been such a long time since I've seen him. I can't believe it. He's actually going to be here. Oh, Gomer, you've just got to come to dinner.
Well, thank you, Luann. I really am looking forward to meeting him. Listen, I better go. You probably got a million things to do.
That's right. He didn't give me much time, did he? Of Gomer, thank you for such a lovely evening.
Thank you. Golly. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, Luann. Good night.
Gomer?
Yeah?
Whatever you do, don't let Daddy frighten you.
Frighten?
He's a very strong-willed person and set in his ways, and if he doesn't like something, he just roars like a lion. But inside, he's really just as gentle as a little lamb.
Well, if he's your daddy, I'm sure he is.
Oh, he's gonna like you, Gomer. I just know he is.
Well, I sure hope so. Well, good night, Luann. See you tomorrow.
Baby! Come here to Daddy, give me some sugar.
You just look wonderful. I was so surprised when I got that telegram yesterday.
Well, I said to myself, it's about time I saw my little girl, so I took a couple of days off. Business can get along without me.
Oh, Daddy, I'm so glad you did. It's been too long.
Well, come here. Let me look at you.
Oh, Daddy.
Just what I thought. You are wasting away.
Wasting away.
Wasting away to skin and bones. What's the matter? What have you been doing to yourself? Don't you eat anything anymore?
Oh, Daddy, I may have lost a pound or two since I left home, but that's all. Well, you know I never was a heavy one to begin with.
Well, you look much better back home. There you had a bloom to you. Now look at you. You're all skinny and pale. Oh, I know you should have never come to the city. It's the air pollution.
I feel fine, Daddy. Honest, I do.
Oh, how can you live in a city with this air pollution? Now, back home in Turtle Creek, the air's fresh and clean and unpolluted.
I know, Daddy, but, well, how do you like my apartment?
Well, it's, okay, I guess. Sure had a much better room back home. There you had 3 big wide windows and a view that...
Daddy.
Okay, I'll shut my big mouth.
Well, come on. Let's not talk about me. I want to hear all about you. By the way, you just look marvelous.
Well, I've been keeping in shape playing touch football with Monroe.
Oh.
He's still quite a fullback. Solid as he ever was. And he's a fine boy. A fine boy.
I know. Monroe always was very nice.
Then why in the name of heaven did you leave him standing at the altar? The star of the Carolina Aggies football team.
Daddy?
Right now, you could have been Mrs. Monroe Eford, living in a fine house high on a hill instead of in a dingy room in a city that's filled with air pollution.
Daddy, I didn't marry Monroe for a simple reason. I didn't love him.
Love? Love is just a matter of getting used to a person.
Well, that's not the kind of love I'm looking for.
Oh. This Gomer Pyle you've been writing home about? Is that the kind of love you're looking for?
So far, he's the only man that interests me, and I don't mind being considered his steady. Daddy, you're going to meet him in a little while. He's coming to have dinner with us. And I just know you're going to be crazy about him. Why, he's the nicest person I've ever known. Here's a picture of him. Ain't he handsome?
He's kind of weaselly. I think the air pollution got to him, too.
That's Gomer. Daddy, please, promise you'll be nice.
Hey, Luann.
Well, hi, Gomer. Goodness, what you got there?
These are for you.
Thank you. They're beautiful. Come on in. I want you to meet my daddy. Daddy, this is Gomer. Gomer, this is my daddy.
It's an honor to meet you, sir. Luann's told me a lot about you.
Aren't these lovely, Daddy? Well, I could have sworn they were real. Where'd you buy them, Gomer?
Oh, I didn't buy them. I made them myself.
You made them?
You make flowers?
Well, it was really my first try all by myself. The only other time was when Miss Freiberger taught me. That was during recess of my rug hooking class.
Rug hooking class?
Yes, sir. I used to go on Sunday afternoons. There's nothing like it for relaxing and forgetting the cares of the day. Not to mention the pretty rugs you end up with.
Well, you certainly are the handy one, Gomer. These are just precious. Why don't you two go ahead and get acquainted while I go find a vase for these?
Well, how was your trip, Mr. Povey?
Fine.
Smooth flight, was it?
Yeah, smooth.
How's everything back in North Carolina?
Fine. You hook rugs?
I haven't really made any since I quit going to class, but if somebody comes up to me and says, Gomer Pyle hooked me a rug, I'll know how.
These are just beautiful, Gomer. Just the right touch. I took the liberty of fixing you gentlemen a drink. Bourbon with just a splash of branch water, if I remember correctly.
You remember correctly.
And a root beer for you.
Well, golly, thank you kindly, Luann.
Root beer?
Yes, sir. Sometimes, though, I like to drink something harder. You know what my favorite hard drink is? Quinine water with a lime. Boy, that really has a kick to it. Well, cheers.
What did you do back home in Mayberry, Pyle?
I worked at a filling station.
Oh, your own gas station, was it?
Oh, no, sir, it was Wally's. That was the name of it, Wally's Gas Station. I was just one of the help.
Oh.
It was a real fine station. Imagine I'll go back to work there after I finish my hitch.
Back to the same job you had? Well, don't you want to improve yourself, move up in the world, become an executive?
Well, I'm afraid I'm not the executive type. And I'm ashamed to say I hadn't had that much education. I never did go to college.
Well, didn't you ever have any ambition to go? Maybe to play on a team? Win a letter?
Well, not everyone can go to college, Daddy, and not everyone can win a letter. Besides, working in a gas station is a very respectable occupation. If it weren't for our gas station attendants, America's cars couldn't run.
Boy, you sure have a way with words, Luann. You know that.
I'll start clearing the table now and get us some more coffee.
Well, I'll help you.
Oh, no, Gomer, you don't have to.
I'm used to it. I do KP all the time.
Well, Daddy, will you excuse us for a few minutes?
Sure. Take your time. Operator, I want to place a person-to-person call to Turtle Creek, North Carolina. The number there is KL47451. And I want to speak to Mr. Monroe Eford. Yeah, the number here is 555-3427. And hurry, please, operator. Yeah. Monroe? Yeah, this is your old touch football partner. Yeah, I'm in her place right now. Now, listen, I haven't got much time to talk. I just want to ask you one question. You still really care for my girl? Good. Then I'll tell you what you do. You grab the first plane out of there and you get here as fast as you can. To rope her and take her back, that's why. Because, man, you ain't got no competition at all. None at all. I just met this here Gomer Pyle. He's nothing but a mouse. All you got to do is flick him aside. Listen, I can't talk anymore. You just get out here as quick as you can. You hear?
Oh, is everything all right, Daddy?
Oh, everything's fine. Just fine.
Could you get that, Daddy? It's Gomer. I'll be out in a minute.
All right.
Hi, J.R.
Come on in here. Oscar. Oh, shh. Luann's just finished dressing. That boyfriend of hers will be here in just a minute.
What's he coming for?
Because I invited him. Oh, don't you see? When Luann has a chance to compare the two of you side by side, she'll come to her senses and realize what she threw away.
Yeah. Hey, you're shrewd, J.R. Shrewd.
Evening, Gomer. I'm sorry, I'm... Monroe.
Hi, Luann. Ain't this a surprise, gal? You could have knocked me over with a feather when I saw him standing at the door.
Well, it most certainly is a surprise, to say the least. What are you doing way out here in California all of a sudden?
Well, I got this call from, to come to this feed convention. That's what I come to town for, a big feed convention. And naturally, I couldn't pass through without stopping off to say hello. So, hello, Luann. Sure nice to see you again.
Ain't this something, honey? Monroe and I being in town at the same time.
Oh, these are for you.
That's Gomer.
Hey, Luann.
Hey, Gomer, come on in.
Oh, I didn't know you already had flowers.
Well, we have unexpected company.
Oh.
This is Monroe Eford. He just happened to drop in all the way from Turtle Creek.
Well, hey, Monroe Eford. The one you almost...
That's right.
I do.
You're going to stay for dinner, aren't you, boy?
Well, now, sir, if I'm not intruding,
Oh, nonsense! I insist. Now, don't we, Luann?
Of course. I guess I better put these in some water.
Well, might as well take mine, too.
Yeah, you can feed those to those.
Yeah, the folks back home sure miss you, Luann. Well, every time I walk into the country club, they always ask me if I've heard from you.
Well, that's very sweet, I'm sure.
If you were back home right now, you'd be the belle of the ball. Monroe here could really show you a time. He's very popular at the country clubs. Got the run of the whole place. Did you ever belong to a country club back home, Pyle?
No, sir. But whenever I used to go over to Mount Pilot, I used to always drop by the YMCA. They had everything there. Ping pong and shuffleboard and hot showers, and every other Friday night they used to show nature slides.
Well, if nobody wants any more dessert or coffee, shall we all retire to the living room?
It's a good idea, girl. I could do it with a little stretching.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't know about you. I'm so full, I feel like a stuffed turkey.
Hey, you need a workout. Gee,
oh! By the way, Pyle, did you ever have the chance to see Monroe when he was All-American with the Carolina Aggies?
No, sir. I'm sorry to say I didn't.
Well, you really missed a treat. He was the best fullback they ever had. Ain't that right, boy?
Yeah, I guess it was.
Boy, when they were down on the 5-yard line and they needed a touchdown, Monroe was the player they called for. Hey, ha! Hee! Ha! Touchdown! Oh, man, he was really something. He made mincemeat out of that defensive line.
Daddy, I don't really think that Gomer's very interested in Monroe's football playing.
Oh, yeah, Luann. It's a real honor to meet an All-American in person.
Well, besides being All-American, he was a star weightlifter, too. Strong as a bull, that boy. Hey, Monroe, show him how easy it is for you to lift that chair without even straining yourself. Go ahead.
Daddy?
They don't want to see that.
Oh, go ahead. Go on.
Well, all right.
Oh, will you look at that? How he handles it, light as a feather. Oh, man, you are something else. Did you ever go in for athletics, son?
No, sir, not too much.
Well, not everybody's cut out for sports. They can be good at other things. You know what Pyle is good at? He makes beautiful paper flowers.
Daddy, can you give me a hand in the kitchen, please?
I'll help you, Luann.
I want Daddy to. All right, now, Daddy, you just cut that out.
What in the world are you talking
You
about?
know perfectly well what I'm talking about. The way you've been treating Gomer all evening. Making all those unfair comparisons. Oh, Monroe is so all-fired wonderful, and Gomer's just a nobody.
Well, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but that's about the size of it. All you got to do is take a look at them side by side, and you can see for yourself.
All I can see is a lot of meddling. Now, you called Monroe and told him to come out here, didn't you?
Whatever gave you that idea?
Come on, Daddy. I'm not a child any longer. I know there's no feed convention.
Well, doggone it, Luann. I was only trying to do it for your own good. Is that what you want to be stuck with the rest of your life in a jellyfish?
And I think that is my decision to make. Gomer may not be a big football star and drive a fancy car, and he may not belong to the country club, but he is the one I want.
He may be the one you want, but I'm not so sure that you're the one he wants.
What do you mean?
Well, it doesn't seem to me he's too upset about Monroe being here. Seems to me if a fellow really cared for a gal, he wouldn't stand there and take it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go back to our company.
Well, good night, Luann, and thanks for a wonderful dinner.
Yeah, Luann, it was delicious.
Goodbye, Monroe. And it was nice to see you again after all this time. You be sure and say hello to everybody back home now.
Well, you don't have to say goodbye just yet. I'm going to be in town a couple more days.
You are?
Yeah, that's right. And I got to thinking, since he's going to be here for such a quick visit, wouldn't it be nice if the two of you could catch dinner and a show tomorrow night?
Daddy.
Oh, for old time's sake. There's a good double bill showing at the theater right down the street.
Oh, no.
What?
I mean, well, that's the Bijou, and Luann and me have already seen that picture. But Thunder in the West, it's playing over at the Bay City, and Luann hadn't seen that.
But, Gomer, well, we have a date for tomorrow night.
Oh, well, you and Monroe are old friends, and it's only right you spend an evening together.
Well, I think that's downright friendly. Don't you, Luann?
Yes.
Well, fine then. I'll pick you up about 7, okay?
Well, since I'm suddenly so available, why not?
Hello? Luann? It's me.
Well, hello, Gomer.
I was just calling about tonight. I wanted to know what time you'd like me to pick you up.
Tonight? Well, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I won't be able to make it.
But we had a date to go bowling. Has something else come up?
As a matter of fact, something has. I'm right in the middle of packing.
Packing?
Yes, I'm going back to Turtle Creek tonight with Daddy and Monroe.
You mean for a visit?
No, I'm going home to stay.
Stay? Well, golly, Luann. Well, ain't this kind of sudden? I mean, just picking up and leaving without so much as...
If you'll excuse me, I've got a million things to do. Goodbye, and thanks for everything. It's been nice knowing you, Gomer.
No, Luann. It's all for the best. You know that. I hated to do it to you this way, but I knew from the first time I set eyes on him he was nothing but a mouse. I just had to prove it to you. You saw how he was. Wasn't even man enough to put up a fight for you. It's a good thing you found out about it right now.
Hey, Mr. Povey. I came to see Luann.
Oh?
Luann, can I talk to you a minute? Alone? Luann, can I ask you just one question? Why?
I have nothing to keep me here any longer. Or nobody. At least, nobody who cares.
Well, golly, Luann, I care.
Oh?
My heart just sank when you said you was going back home.
Well, then why didn't you say something? Or, well, do something?
Well, I thought maybe you was beginning to feel for Monroe like you once did. And maybe you'd like to go back to that nice life you had back home. Having lots of friends and going to the country club. I could never give you anything like that.
Did I ever say I wanted that kind of life? Or did I ever say that I had any feelings for Monroe? Which I don't.
Well, then, for goodness sakes, why are you going?
'Cause I haven't heard you say, don't go.
Don't go.
Say it again.
Don't go, please.
That's all I wanted to hear. I'll go tell Daddy.
Wait a minute, Luann. If I'm the reason that you're going to be staying, then I expect I ought to be the one that ought to tell him.
All right.
Mr. Povey? Mr. Povey, sir?
Yeah, boy?
Mr. Povey, sir? Luann's not going home with you. She's going to stay here.
Who says?
She says, and, well, I'd like her to.
You?
Yes, sir, me. Mr. Povey, I hadn't had a chance to tell you how I feel about your daughter. Well, maybe Luann don't even know how I feel about her. So now's as good a time as any to tell you that as long as she stays here, I'm going to see that I provide her with the best kind of company. Maybe I can't take her to a country club dance in a fancy car. Best I can probably do is a movie and dinner at the Bluebird Cafe. But we really enjoy being with each other. And, well, all I can tell you is that you don't have to worry, 'cause as long as I'm around, she'll be well protected. Well, doggone it, Mr. Poovey. What I'm trying to say is that I love your daughter.
Homer, what did you say?
I said I loved his daughter.
Well, we all ready to leave? I got a cab waiting.
Monroe, I'm beginning to think you just lost the ball by a fumble.
What?
I don't think Luann's going home with us.
What is this, some kind of joke? Come on, Luann.
I don't think you heard Mr. Poovey, Monroe. Luann's staying here.
Huh? But I thought...
Never mind, just get my suitcase, will you, son? Bye, honey. Bye, son. We should have talked up sooner. Could have saved Monroe here a trip.
What's this all about, JR? You still having
fun? Just get my suitcase. It's a long story. I'll tell you about it on the way to the
airport. What's going on around here? I'm not just all over again.
I'll take your bag back to your room for you. Wow, Luann, you wasn't even planning to go. Hey, Luann.
Hey, Gomer.
These are for you.
More flowers. Gomer Pyle, you're gonna spoil me. I'll go put these in some water and then I'll be right back.
No rush, we got plenty of time.
Oh, my goodness, Gomer. What happened?
I was trying to lift up the chair like Monroe did.
Gomer, you don't have to prove anything to me. I like you 'cause you're you. I wouldn't have you any other way.
I'm glad of that. Are you sure now, Luann?
Well, of course. I like you just the way you are.
Oh, well, fine. You don't know how good it makes me feel when you say things like that. I'm sorry to have put you to all this trouble, mister. Have a nice trip.
Boy, what a waste of time this is. I bet we've stopped 20 cars, and for what? Nothing.
Well, there must be smugglers operating in this area.
Oh, Gomer, you really believe that?
Well, why would the state police ask the Marines to cooperate in setting up all these roadblocks? It's all part of a big trap.
Some trap. Stuck out here in the boondocks, we got a better chance of trapping a gopher.
Well, you never know. The Mexican border's practically around the corner, and them smugglers is getting through somehow. Hey, Duke, here comes a car.
Gomer, believe me, it's nothing. Believe me, it's nothing.
What's the matter here? Something wrong?
Sorry to trouble you, ma'am, but we have orders to stop every car.
What? What are you talking about?
Gomer, she's no smuggler. That's all right, ma'am. You can be on your way.
Now, wait a minute, Duke. I know you're not a smuggler, ma'am. It's just that we have orders to search every car.
What do you think you're going to find in this car?
Well, you never know, ma'am. You could be the innocent carrier of smuggled goods. Them smugglers could have put some articles in your car unbeknownst to you.
For heaven's sake.
Gomer, will you let
Attention, attention. Roadblock Charlie 3. Roadblock Charlie 3.
That's us. I'll get it. And let her go.
I'll search under the hood. That's always a favorite hiding place.
Roadblock Charlie 3 reporting.
Charlie 3, secure all equipment and prepare to move out. Transportation will pick you up at main intersection at 1300 hours. Acknowledge and over.
Roger. Okay, Gomer, let's wrap it up. We gotta meet the trot in 10 minutes.
Shazam, would you look at that?
What is it, Gomer? What'd you find? Jewelry, marijuana, what?
A corroded battery cable.
What?
Well, look for yourself. It's about ready to break off.
Oh, brother, never mind that. Let's pack up and get out of here. The truck's on its way.
Ma'am, if I was you, I'd try to get that fixed right away. It could give you some trouble.
That's Emo's service station for you. They're always in such a hurry.
And, ma'am, while you're at it, your fan belt's a little loose. You could have Emo tighten that up, too.
Gomer, let's go. We're gonna be late.
The fan belt, too?
Yes, ma'am. In the morning. How does she start up? Does she start up right away?
No, not really.
Oh, boy.
I think I know what the trouble is. It's your spark plugs. I think you've got weak plugs.
I'm certainly going to tell Emil about this. Young man,
Yes, ma'am.
Would you please check the oil and water?
Oh, we're glad to.
Gomer, what are you doing? We gotta pack the radio.
Your water's fine, ma'am. You're about a half a quart down on your oil. Looks like to me she needs changing. You're getting a little greedy.
Thank you, young man. Emo's certainly going to hear it from me.
You mean you're not gonna do her windshield?
Oh.
Gomer!
Thank you very much, Private. You've been very kind.
It's okay, ma'am. You just tell Emo that a satisfied customer is a loyal customer.
I'll tell Emo all right.
Okay, Gomer? Too bad you don't give stamps.
No wonder people have so much trouble with their cars. Everybody's in such a hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Do you know who's not going to be in business very long? Emo.
My aching back. They call this equipment portable.
Well, if you want to rest a while, we could stop for a breather.
A breather? We'll be late for the truck. You and your car servicing.
Hey, there it is. There it is. You see? You was worried for nothing, Duke. We're here in plenty of time.
Hey, it's leaving. Hey, fellas, wait for us! Wait for Charlie! Wait! Well, that's a motor pool for you. They could have waited. Of all the rotten...
Blame them, Duke. We was late. Might as well make an example of us as anybody.
Yeah, and guess whose fault it is? Now, you sorry you didn't give that lady a wash and lube job, Gomer?
Sorry, Duke.
That helps. In the meantime, we're stuck way out here. It's at least 10 miles to the base.
I guess the only thing for us to do now is to hitch a ride. Folks are always happy to pick up servicemen.
You were saying about us picking up a ride, Gomer? Any particular day?
Hasn't been much traffic.
Well, I gotta rest, Gomer. This thing weighs a ton.
Hey, Duke, here comes one now.
What's up, boys?
Excuse me, sir. Are you going as far as the Marine base? Could we hitch a ride with you?
Well,
Please? This is awful heavy, and I really would appreciate it.
Well, I suppose so. Okay.
Can we put this equipment in your trunk?
Yeah, I guess so.
This is real neighborly of you. My name's Gomer Pyle, private first classes, and this is my buddy, TFC Duke Slater.
Pleased to meet you. My name's Burton. You fellas been out on maneuvers?
Oh, no. We've been out helping the state police set up roadblocks. Do you know this whole area is infested with smugglers?
No kid.
Are you from around here, sir?
No, I'm from upstate. I'm just stopping off in town on some business.
Well, listen, if you're going to be in town a day or two, why don't you come out to the base? We can show you through our barracks and take you through the service club. We've got new ping pong tables and cork paddles.
Well, thanks. Perhaps some other time.
Well, you're welcome any time on account of we got all kinds of things you'd be interested in. Do you know what you might like to see? You might like to see our fat boys' gym. That's where we really slim them down.
Another time.
Uh-oh.
Samantha?
Listen,
Huh?
I think you've got a bad water pump.
What?
Gomer, don't start.
I think you've got a bad water pump. Have you been going to Emo service station, too?
Nothing, Mr. Burton, nothing at all. Thanks again for the lift. We really appreciate it.
It's okay.
Well, thanks again, Mr. Burton. And I'd have that water pump looked at. So long, Mr. Burton. You hear that? You can hear that water pump from here.
The radio!
We left it in Mr. Burton's trunk. What are we going to do?
That's a good question.
Oh, Dick, this is awful. What do we tell the sergeant?
What's even more scary is what's Sergeant Carter going to say to us?
Of all the bird brain, numbskull, knuckleheaded stunts.
You're right, Sergeant. It was just plain silly of us. And we could just kick ourselves, couldn't we, Duke? Just kick ourselves.
Now, hear this, you goofballs. That piece of equipment cost the government $650.
$650? That much?
And I signed for it. You understand that, pal? I am responsible.
Well, that's just not fair, Sergeant. It was our fault, and we should at least share in the responsibility.
Oh, really?
Sarge, there must be some way of getting that radio back. After all, we know the driver's name.
That's right. His name's Mr. Burton, and he's a real nice fella.
Yeah, I'll bet. Probably a real nice crook.
Oh, no, not Mr. Burton. And I'm sure we'd recognize the car. I'd know it anywhere.
Oh, you would, huh? Pyle, did you ever stop to think there are probably a million of them cars running around the country? Where do we start to look? Maine? How about Chicago?
Well, wait a minute. I just remembered. Mr. Burton's staying over here in town.
That's right. He's here on business.
Well, so what? A fat chance you gotta find him.
Please, Sarge, it's worth a try.
The town's not all that big.
Right. What do we got to lose?
Can we try, Sergeant, please?
You sure you'd recognize the car?
Yes, sir, Sergeant. I'm positive.
Go get changed. Slater, you stay here and answer the phone. Just on the slim chance this guy turns out not to be a crook and calls in.
Right, Sarge.
Yeah, and there's one more thing you can do. Pray. Well?
Nothing yet, Sergeant.
A wild goose chase. I'll tell you something, Pyle. If you don't find that radio, you're going to be court-martialed and shipped to a new base.
A new base?
That's right, Fort Leavenworth.
Leavenworth?
That's correct. You may become a 30-year man.
Sir, Sergeant, it's just... That's it. There it is, Sergeant. That's the car.
Are you sure this is the car, Pyle? Are you positive?
This is it, Sergeant. This is it. It was dark blue and had white sidewall tires. I remember. This is Mr. Burton's car, all right. Yeah, this is the car, all right. Boy, aren't we lucky, Sergeant?
Yeah, very. The trunk's locked.
Oh, well, then we'll just have to wait here till Mr. Burton gets back.
Well, what if he doesn't get back? He may be gone all day. We got to get this radio back to supply.
What do we do?
Well, there's nothing else I can do. I'll have to pick the lock.
Pick the lock? You're not thinking about breaking into Mr. Burton's car, are you?
Pyle, I don't have much choice. I hate to do it, but it's a $2 lock against $650 worth of government equipment.
But breaking in, Sergeant, we could get in a whole lot of trouble.
What do you think we're in right now? Just keep your eye out and see that we're not spotted. It's empty.
Sergeant, there's the car.
What'd you say?
That car that just passed, that's it. That's really it. That's the car.
Don't tell me that's the car. This is the car, the one we just broke into.
No, Sergeant, that's it. Mr. Burton was driving it. I recognized him.
But you told me... Oh. Oh, leave it alone. Come on.
This is the car, all right. I recognize the upholstery. Mr. Burton must have gone into one of these buildings.
Well, we're not waiting for him, that's for sure.
You're not going to do that again, are you, Sergeant?
Pyle, I told you I have no choice. Another empty. Pyle!
Hey, Harry, look over there down the street. That bulletin we just got about the two car thieves in Marine uniforms.
Pyle, what is it with you?
Well, I just don't understand, Sergeant. The radio's... Sergeant, the police.
Huh?
They're looking this way.
Let's go. So where are they? They were standing here just a minute ago.
Think they're gone yet?
Quiet, I can hear them.
Ow! I sure wish they'd go. My tailbone's backed up against the jack handle.
Maybe they ducked around the corner. Let's check.
Sounds like they took off. Let's hang on for another minute and then get out.
That was a close call, Sergeant. We was lucky, just plain lucky. We're moving, Sergeant. We're moving. Where are we going?
I don't know, Pyle, I don't know. But wherever it is, why do I have to go there with you?
I know this is all my fault, Sergeant, and I just want you to know how sorry I am.
Don't talk, Pyle. Just don't talk. Later we'll talk. We'll go back to my office, we'll move the furniture, lock the door, and then we'll have a talk. Oh, boy, will we talk.
Tell me, Sergeant, I know I'm responsible for that radio, and, well, if it means clearing your good name, I'm more than willing to go to penitentiary.
Oh, no, Pyle. If we don't find that radio, I'm the one going to the penitentiary.
You, Sergeant, but why should you go? I'm the one that should go.
You can't go, Pyle, because, you see, you're dead. I killed you. That's why I'm going, and it'll be worth every minute of it.
Looks like we're slowing down.
Yeah.
Well, what do you know? It's starting to rain. Do you hear it, Sergeant? You hear it?
Yeah, I hear.
That's a nice sound. Rain on the roof. I always did.
Knock it off. This may be the time to make our getaway. Come on, let's get this trunk open. Ready? 1, 2, go!
Believe me, I had no idea you fellas were trying to follow me.
Well, we had no choice, Mr. Burton. You see, that's a pretty expensive piece of government equipment.
I figured it was. That's why I put it in my motel room. The minute I found it, I wanted to get in touch with you boys, but I didn't know how.
Well, I knew it was safe. I just knew it. You see, Sergeant Carter and you was so worried. Sergeant Carter here thought you might be a sneak thief and try to make off with you.
Knock it off, Pyle. Do you mind, Mr. Burton?
Come on. Well, this is it, fellas. We'll go in and you can pick up the radio.
Sure picked a nice place to stay, Mr. Burton. Plenty of parking space. Look over there, Sergeant. They got free television. If you and Miss Bunny ever got married, this'd be a nice place to spend your honeymoon.
Yeah, real good, Pyle.
Well, there it is, boys, if you want to check it over.
Boy, am I glad to see this again.
Gee, thank you, Mr. Burton, for keeping it so nice for us.
Okay, Pyle, stow that equipment and we'll give it the old heave-ho. And whatever you do, don't...
Don't worry, Sergeant. Nothing's gonna happen.
Pyle.
Personally, I think we owe Mr. Burton a whole heap of thanks for putting him in so much trouble. Sam!
Let's get your hands up.
What's the angle? What did you bring them here for?
You get it? Those uniforms are just the ticket for getting us through those roadblocks.
Sergeant, guess what? They're smugglers.
No kidding.
Let's get going.
What are you two waiting for? Get those uniforms off!
Mr. Burton, you may have done some awful things, but I just know you couldn't take the uniform off the back of a serviceman.
Well, the pants are a little too long, but the shirt fits fine.
You look terrific, boss.
I sure am surprised at you, Mr. Burton. I mean, anybody that's nice enough to pick up a serviceman didn't turn out like this.
You're breaking my heart. Come on, Nick, grab the radio and let's load it in the car.
The radio? What do you guys want with the radio? That won't do you any good.
Oh, yeah? Maybe it won't bring as much as a brand new one.
That beat-up old thing? You'll be lucky if you can give it away.
Yeah? Didn't you say it cost a lot of money?
Yes, he did. That radio cost a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, I just said that so my men would take better care of their equipment from now on. That radio's practically worthless.
Oh, no, Sergeant. You was right in the first place. Duke and me looked it up in the supply catalog. It's like you said, it cost $650.
$650, huh?
Maybe even more than that now. That was last year's catalog.
Thanks, pal. Now, maybe we won't sell it too cheap.
Nice going, Pyle. You just blew the radio.
Thanks for the uniform, boys. Well, Nick, I guess you could say we're a couple of squared-away Marines.
Well, you don't look like squared-away Marines to me, that's for sure.
Pyle!
Well, they don't, Sergeant. They're not going to get very far with their pockets unbuttoned like that and no tie clasp and the hat on at the wrong angle.
Well, thanks, pal. We'll take care of those little details so we don't get stopped.
Another thing, you ain't going to get very far with that bad water pump. That thing's ready to go on you any time now, and the sooner the better.
One last thing. You talk too much. And you've got a big mouth.
It works, Sergeant, it worked. You try it. You come over here and try it. Just start rocking it and rock up on your feet. Come on. Come on, try it. Just go over there to the wall. Come on. That's it. The best thing to do is to hook that piece of tape up to the nail. You're too low, Sergeant. Just keep working yourself up there and try to catch it right in the middle. You go ahead now, and I'm going to try to get loose from this chair. I just knew it'd work. I just did. These cheap old kitchen chairs, they're easy to break away. You can do it too, Sergeant. Come on, I'll show you how. Come on over here. Jump on over here. Now just get yourself a good running start and back in. Huh? Oh, I don't know. There you go, Sergeant. Now get your feet. Sergeant, you ought not do that. It's like that could smart.
We gotta find a phone booth fast.
Look, Sergeant, look.
Come on the double. Officer, boy, am I glad to see you. I think we can still catch him. Huh? Two crooks dressed in Marine uniforms, and they gotta be heading toward the border.
Except I don't think they're gonna get very far, not with that bad water pump.
Yeah, but we can't count on that. Let's go.
What is this? What do you think you're doing anyway?
I'm telling you, two crooks dressed in Marine uniforms. Why we're talking, they're getting away.
Look, we know all about crooks in Marine uniforms. We've already got a report on them breaking into a car.
You did? Well, that wasn't the crooks. That was...
Listen, fellas, why can't we get started? Aren't we just wasting time talking?
Look, we can't take off every time somebody points out a suspicious character, and we're going to wait here for orders. So get out of this car, both of you.
I'm telling you, but we know the car. We know them.
Beat it.
Okay. Now you gotta take us. See?
These guys really are a pain. Unlock them, Frank, and kick them out of here.
No, let's take them in.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
We'll check out the highway before we do it. Wise guys, huh?
What's that look like?
I don't know. I'll take a look.
Look, Sergeant Carter, there's the car.
Yeah.
I was right. Their water pump did give out on them.
Well, boys, what's the trouble?
Oh, just a little trouble with the water pump is all. It's cooling off, though. Boy, I'd sure like to get my hands on the guy who sold me this car. They'll take advantage of a serviceman every time.
Yeah, I guess they will. Well, take it easy.
Why didn't you grab him? Why didn't you grab him?
That's them. That's the smugglers.
Hey, didn't you say the crooks had a busted water pump?
That's right. That's it. That's the one.
Let's go, Harry.
You really don't have to hurry. They're not going to get very far. got him. See, officer, I told you. I knew they wouldn't get far with that water pump.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, you listen to this boy. He used to work at a filling station. He knows all about cars, right, Pyle?
Right. And speaking of that, when have you had this squad car serviced? I think you're about due for a tune-up. You might have these shock absorbers looked at. They don't feel quite right. Might be, though, that your wheels need to line up.
Well, thanks a lot, fellas.
Are you kidding? Thank you. We'll be in touch.
Well, you got more luck than you deserve.
Sure nice of those police officers. If it hadn't been for them, we wouldn't gotten our uniforms back or the radio or...
The radio. The radio, Pyle, the radio. We left it in the trunk of the police car.
That's right, we sure did. How in the world can we do a thing like that?
হলাম এখন কিভাবে কখন কাজ শুরু করব সেটা বলে দেন।
জেসমিন, আমার রুমে একটু আসো। ঠিক আছে, আপনি এখন গিয়ে আপনার রুমটা দেখে নেন, আর প্রজেক্ট নিয়ে আমরা পরে কথা বলছি।
জি
ম্যাডাম। জেসমিন, তুমি ওনাকে জিএম সাহেবের রুমটা দেখিয়ে দাও। এখন থেকে উনি জিএম সাহেবের রুমেই বসবে। কি হলো, দাঁড়িয়ে আছো কেন? জি প্লিজ।
বন্ধু বান্ধব লয়ে এত ফাও খেয়ে গেলে দোকানে লাল বাতি জ্বলবো নাকি নীল বাতি জ্বলবো?
তুমি কি বন্ধু বান্ধব লয়ে আইছি, তুমি তো সম্মান করতে পারতাছো না। আর লাল বাতি জ্বালাইছি কি আমি নাকি? তোমার ইয়াঙ্কালেই তো লিপিয়াপা লাল বাতি জ্বালাই দিয়ে গেছে, আর নেবে না।
আমি কি মানে? হু ইউ?
হু ইউ?
আরে আমার চেয়ারে বই আমার জায়গায় আমি কে? আপনি অফিসে চাকরি করতেন? চাকরি করতেন মানে? এখনো চাকরি করি। আরে ভাই, আগে কি করতেন সেটা বুঝলা যান। এখন থেকে এই রুমটা হইলো আমার স্যারের। আমি হইলাম স্যারের এসপি, না পিএস। এখন থেকে স্যারের রুমে আমিও বসবো।
আপনি তো জানেন এই হোটেলটা আমার ভাইয়ের। ইদা লাগুক আর না লাগুক, যখন ইচ্ছা হইব তখন এবেন, ভাত খেয়ে যাবেন।
শেষ হয়ে গেছে।
ওই মেয়ে শেষ কি? মাংস তো রয়ে গেছে।
পেট ভরে গেছে ভাই, আমার পেট ভরে গেছে।
ভরছে? পেট ভরছে? আরে ভাই জামাল